Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Twitch stream. I'm Little Redhead. And I will be your host today, taking us around Middle Earth. So if you are new here or just like a refresher, I'll let you know that there are a lot of things that you can do in Lord of the Rings Online. You can quest alongside the Fellowship following the epic storyline. You can go into dungeons and instances. You can gather with other folks and socialize. You can enjoy the lighthearted festivals that happen throughout the year. Those are the sorts of things I enjoy, are the festivals. So that's something that I like to focus on in my stream, are the lighthearted things like festivals. And when we don't have festivals like this week, we try to focus on other fun and silly things that we can do in Lotro to enjoy our time together. Now, I do go questing sometimes. I just don't tend to do that on the stream. So first thing we're going to do is I am going to run over here and grab this ingredient crate, because you can get this every 22 hours, and it's been more than 22 hours since I came by. So we're going to do that. So hello there, Uger. How's it going? Good to see you. So we're going to try and do some giveaways today and celebrate Hobbit birthdays. So it's a day of Hobbity birthdaying. Oh, speaking of gifts, Hobbit gifts, I got some Hobbit gifts. So let's see what they gave me. So my silver gift for the day, whoa, Gandalf gave me a blemished symbol of the Elder King. That's used to make first age weapons, legendary weapons. And it's a Thursday, so I have a gold gift. Let's see what gold gift I have today. So this is from Acelia Took. She gave me a large box of festival tokens. She knows me so well. So you can open that box and it'll let you choose from which festival token style you want. I don't know what I want, so I'm gonna leave it closed for now. We'll come back and make a decision on that another time. All right, the other thing we're gonna do is I left my yard and I wandered over here to Wenda Cranesbill, our favorite VIP person, and we're gonna pick up our VIP rewards. So this game needs Spanish. Okay, let me do my thing there. Yeah, they don't do Spanish translation. They do French and German. And I think that could be in part because of the days when some of the servers were over here in Europe, and it probably went with who's big, you know, and Germany and France are big. So we're gonna do some hobbiting today. It's a warm day here in the Netherlands, I have to tell you. A Dutch translation, that would be fun. We kind of do our own Dutch translations because, like I say, we live here in the Netherlands. So it's, well, you know, I think I'm just going to go to Mikkeldelving. We're just going to go straight to Mikkeldelving. Yeah, we live here in the Netherlands, and it's warm right now. But the number of Dutch speakers in the world compared to like German speakers and English speakers and probably French speakers in the world is a little smaller than you might have versus the others. So I can understand why there isn't a Dutch translation of Lord of the Rings Online at this point. But we have named some of our characters after like Dutch words, and we use a lot of Dutch naming as much as we can with our characters in the game. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good economic choice for them, but you still want it. That is fair. So what we're going to do today is, one, we're going to do some Hobbit giveaways, and two, like, not we're going to give away Hobbits, like we are Hobbits giving things away. And then we are also, sorry, I have, you know, numbers to do. We are also going to go be chickens. So it just occurred to me there might be some more wolves up here. Oh no, maybe I'm not where I think I am. All right, let me get back on my trusty steed, my little pony. Hobbits ride ponies, as do dwarves, because we all have them short legs. And then elves and humans and Bjornings all ride horses because they have those long legs. Aha! So you can see we've got Veringvarken, or it's probably more of an F, so Veringvarken, The anniversary celebration pig. Hello, Aphatil. Let me wave at you. Hi. Hello. So we are going to go run around. There's something suspicious about that rooster, she says. Oh, we're following the rooster? Too bad I can't. So I wish I could click on like people's cosmetic pets, because then I could follow your pet following you following the chicken. But instead I can follow you following the chicken. Or following the rooster. So there we go. Okay, so we are going to go and talk to George over here. And George has 2 quests left for us. So there's a whole set of flying the coop quests that you can do. And in a session we did, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, we came in and we unlocked the flying the coop sessions. And then we did like 4 of them. I think there were 6 of them. So these are the ones that we have left. And so once we finish these, that unlocks the next phase, if you were. So we're going to do one of these. Which do we want to start with, the Lone Lands or the North Downs? You can let me know here in the Lone Lands. Okay, so we're going to do flying the coop Lone Lands. So George still seems agitated, so we accept his quest. And now we're going to go into session play where we become a chicken. So it looks like there was 20 slots available on this server, on each server for you to do that. So if you wanted to gather like a whole bunch of people and do the session play together, you might be limited to 20 chickens. I mean, why would you limit the amount of chickens? I don't know. So, all right, so let's see, what else have we got here? Oh, so Nero, you're saying that you're a fan of Lotro, but you struggle to play because you don't understand English. That makes sense. Yeah, there's not an easy like localization that you can do for, you know, in the game. It's not like you can be like, hey, you know, use translate to fix all this stuff for me. I'm going to follow Affadil here for a minute. And now what you can do is there are different kinships out there that are different language focused. Like we know there are Dutch kinships, and so within that kinship, people speak, you know, Dutch. So I would expect that there are Spanish kinships out there. Now, I guess the question would be like, are you looking for the North American, South American version of Spanish, or are you looking for the European version of Spanish? Because that would be that information I would take then to guide you to whether you would want to play on a server that's a US server or a server that's a European server. Now, technically, all of the servers are located in the US, but they're still split in terms of the coding that was done in the background to create them. So you could get in with a Spanish-speaking kinship. I would expect that you would be able to find a Spanish-speaking kinship. In fact, there's a place on the forums, it's like looking for kinship or something like that. And you could probably put something in there saying, you know, I speak Spanish, I'm looking for a kinship, blah, blah, blah. And I bet people would be able to help connect you to some folks that would maybe are more bilingual and be able to help you better understand what's going on with the quest chains. So yeah, I know that Spanish has come up before because there are a lot of people in the world who speak Spanish. So I think that actually economically might be a good use for them. It's just hard though because that means you have to dedicate so much of your time to making sure that everything is translated and translated correctly. And then everybody who does plugins has to make sure all their plugins work properly with the different languages. And I mean, it's a snowballing effect, but it still might be worth it. Because yeah, there's so many people who speak Spanish in the world. Absolutely, I agree with you. Oh, so you said you're here in Spain. So you're not far from us. So yeah, I would say check on an EU server. And I bet you could find, like Evernight is an EU server. Laurelin that I'm on is an EU server, but we're very role-playing focused here on Laurelin, so I wouldn't necessarily suggest that unless you found a specific Spanish group that was on Laurelin. But yeah, I would definitely say, no, then again, I think I have seen some hobbits that are fluent in Spanish. It might have been Italian, though. They're very similar to me sometimes, especially if I only catch snippets of the conversation. So, okay, so Epic Uger, what did you say? See, I have to tell you this. It's kind of funny. Every time you hear VIP, it reminds you of your old job. If you saw someone was stealing, oh, there's a VIP. I'm stealing a chicken. Yeah, it's I worked at Meijer for a while, which is a large grocery store slash retail chain, basically. It's like one large, this is before you had the super Targets and the super Walmarts and all of that. This was, Meijer was the original. Meijer's is the OG of it all. And they're in like the Midwest of the United States, so like Ohio and Michigan and that kind of part of the country. And yeah, they used to always have the same sort of thing. Like, because you wouldn't be like, I see somebody stealing, stop them. Because if you want to, you have to catch them in the act, kind of. Like if they just drop it right before they leave the store, then they weren't stealing, they left it in the store. So you have to have code words and silly things, Yeah, it's funny. Should I dash? Where's that button? Where's that button? Oh yeah, foul fleetness. There we go. That's what I want. Zero. Oh, one of the things when you go into session play is it resets your whole UI. I don't know if you noticed that I had a whole bunch of different stuff up on my screen and now it's all gone. So you have to go back into your options and fix. You caught me on an edge there, sweetie. That's hilarious. I caught up. Okay, and I like having speech bubbles up because, oh, maybe that's not how you spell speech. But bubbles, I know bubbles are in here. There we go. Oh, chat bubbles, not speech bubbles. Sure. But I like having the chat bubbles up because it helps me to be able to see when somebody's talking around me. So that way I can see that. Now it shows up. See, Affodil says Bawk. Bawk, Bawk, Bawk. Yeah, UI layout load. I mean, I can. It doesn't include, though, the bubbles. It doesn't include the chat bubbles. But yeah, I've got UI. What have I been using lately? Layout. I renamed them recently. UI, layout, load. I think it's sidebar 2. And poof. It takes a second. So now you'll notice like my bars are bigger at the bottom because I fixed that, and this is probably in a different place, and this is different. Yeah, like, apparently chickens don't have a whole bunch of, abilities. So usually I have like a bar over here, a couple of bars over there with my stuff. So it's not important when I'm a chicken. It's really just the chat bubbles that are important when I'm a chicken. Yeah, B414 has a chicken layout that they do, which works for any session play. It's great, It's like, oh, I'm a dwarf and I have to run back and forth and tell the dwarves that the elves are coming, and tell the elves that the dwarves are here, and tell the dwarves that the elves that they want to go look at the mithril, and all that running back and forth. And you're like, okay, just load chicken. It's pretty funny. Oh, hey, so we should go ahead and do start up a giveaway. So let me pull up the Twitch commands. Now we did this, so let me see. I think it's down here at the bottom. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to reset the giveaway. And we're going to give away a title, and the title is The Well Met. So I'm going to open the giveaway. Boom. So if you are interested in the Well Met title for your characters, and this goes to all of your characters on the account, you'll type !raffle here in the chat. And we'll let that go for about half an hour. And then we will we'll draw that out. So somebody will get a title, The Well Met. Let's see, I don't think you can see our titles on here, but like I can show you, yeah. Chickens don't have titles. So I can't even show you anything. I can show you my skills. There's my 4 skills. I can bob and weave. Sounds like a couple. Bob and weave. They've been together for 12 years. They're a nice couple. One cooks, one cleans. They do well together. We've got possum impersonation. It's great at parties. Foul fleetness. I should push that button again. And paranoia. You aren't sure, or sorry, you're not sure what, but something isn't right. But is it left? All right, so passive skills, I have none. Apparently I don't know anything passively. And group skills, we don't have any group skills because even though we can hang out together, chickens cannot join fellowships. We can follow each other around, but we can't be in fellowships. So sad, so sad. So yeah, so it's been a bit warm. It's in the mid-20s around here recently, which is blah. I don't like it. It's too hot. And so the room that we're in an apartment. Where it's like a 60 square meter apartment, and which isn't like bad. Like there's a lot of apartments. We were looking at some apartments that were like 25 square meters or something. Like there's some small places that you could buy. Whoa, watch out for that wolf. Yeah, let's not go there. Care to be fleet? Yes. No, wait, I can't. I have another minute remaining on my cooldown. So, yes, yay. So yes, make sure you put exclamation point raffle in the chat. Oh, and it was for, oh, you set that up for me and I don't have it in front of me. But basically this is for the title, The Well Met. Oh, you did already. Thank you. Well, then I don't need to. I don't need to also put that in the chat. I see B414 already did that. Raffle reminder, the current raffle is for the Well Met title. And it is account wide. So I can't show you right now, but basically if you want to see what titles you have, you'll be like, do I have this or do not? You go to your character screen, which is the letter C. And down here, if you're not a chicken, you will see a bunch of different things you can click on, like character, this is a character, your reputation. This is usually the way I get to figure out what my reputation is. And one of those, and it's around this area, is title. And so you just click on title, and then your screen will show up, and it has all that. And there's even a search bar in there, so you could type. So if you're like looking for it, you could be like, well, and it'll tell you, like, did you jump down a deep well? Are you well met? Well, I don't know. So if you want to be entered into that, yes, type in exclamation point raffle in the chat. We're going to draw that at probably about 20 till, quarter till, right in that area before the hour. In the meantime, we are chickening our way around. We are, which one are we doing? We are flying the coop, the Lone Lands. Okay, so cool, here it is. Talk to creatures of the Lone Lands. We don't have to talk to all of them, it's just very specific ones. And in this case, they're sending us to Radagast the Brown. And Radagast the Brown may be found in the tower at Ostgaruth. George has asked you to speak to the creatures of the Lone Lands. You should seek out and speak with Radagast the Brown in the Lone Lands. So does that mean they consider Radagast a creature? Because that's kind of cute. All right, and George feels that help must be found from beyond the Shire to defend against the invading wolves. So the, oh hey Sean Quad, welcome to the chat. We're doing a raffle for the Well Met title. So if you don't have that, put exclamation point raffle in the chat, and that'll enter you into that chat, and we'll draw that in like, what did I say, 20 minutes-ish from now. So, okay, so what's the deal with the chickening that we're doing here? So the scoop is George, who is that rooster back at the farm in the Shire. Is it Sanson's farm in the Shire? And he's very concerned because he and the chicken next to him, oh, I just forgot her name, Belina, that's it. I keep forgetting to put an I in there. Can I use your horse? I don't think the stable master is going to let us borrow a horse. I think the answer is no. I know. We have to walk there on our cute little legs all the way. So yes, where are we going? Let me show you. Currently we just passed Adzo's camp. And we are going to Lone Lands. Oh, I pushed the wrong button there. And all the way through the Lone Lands. And, oh, I don't have my quest tracker. There we go. There we go. To Radagast, up in Ostgaruth. So we got to go talk to Radagast over there. So we are still over here. Now we've left the Shire, so we've made quite good progress already, actually. Let me not close Lotro by mistake. Let's do that instead. All right, humans, I tell you. Humans, and they're not letting us borrow their horses. Can you tag the flashing stables? We cannot. We are chickens, and so we cannot use a stable master. They just, they don't see us having a need for using their stables. I don't know why. Oh, hey, it's Peoples. Hello. They look very deep in conversation. Are you deep in conversation? Ooh, that's a cool look, though, there that Pendergast has. The purple. Cute. Like he's one of the wizards, but he's the purple one. Come back, come back. Okay, here I come. I am following again. Yeah, a chicken run to Isengard would be pretty cool. I don't think they're going to send us to Saruman, though. I think the chickens are a little more savvy than that. I don't know. Maybe they know. Because, okay, so yeah, so George over there, like over at Sanson's farm, he's figured out that something's going on. Like he's got this, I don't know, chicken radar about things. And because the first thing they did is him and Billina, the chicken they're right next to each other, they chat. And between the pair of them, they've sent us on quests to go and talk to people in the Shire because they're like, hey, there's these wolves that are showing up. Can you go ask other critters in the Shire to help us out? So you go talk to these other creatures in the Shire, like the cow. Oh no, that's Buckleberry. You talk to the pig that you're trying to get back home, and so you talk to a few critters. And basically, each one of them is like, I cannot help you for various reasons. Like, there's maybe they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing bad going on in the Shire. What is your problem? Or they're like, I can't help you because I've got my own problems. When you go and you ask like Wolf and Fang in over at Farmer Maggot's farm, for example, and they're like, no, we have, we're here to patrol our farm. We're not here to go and patrol everybody else's farm, and it wouldn't do any good if we weren't here and something happened. So no, we need to stay here, especially if there's danger, So they're like, no, they're not going to help you out. So basically you go around the Shire and you find out that either they don't see the danger happening, or they recognize there's danger and they need to either fight against it or they're helpless against it. Like the chickens at that farm that's already been overrun by wolves. She's like, yeah, I know. So if you find some help, send them my way, So, yeah. Oh, that's so funny. That reminds me of my daughter. All right. So we are going to chicken along some more. Here we go. So, yeah. So they send you around the Shire, and, there's no help to be had in the Shire. So they're like, okay, well, maybe go check Bree. Maybe Breeland can help you out. So you go talk to the cow that's on top of the roof in Buckland, and, even some other characters like that, some other creatures like that. And each one of them, again, is like, I can't help you, or I don't know what you're, I don't know, wolves, what are you talking about? Or we got our own problems, or squirrel domination is the forefront of their mind. Yes, you have this hilarious little interchange with a squirrel out on the island out here in Nenharn. That's fantastic. So squirrel domination, off you go. Yeah, so that's what's happening with that. So now they're like, okay, well, can you go try this place? So that's kind of what we're in the middle of, is George and Billina, they're like, there's got to be somebody out there that can help us. So go try this area. And okay, that doesn't work, we'll go try this area. And so they basically send us out to all these different places in Eriador, pretty much. We went to Eredlun, I think we talked to the Thrassy's Lodge. We went and talked to the little, what was it, the lynx there. Yep, still don't want to talk to us. Yeah, it's really funny because if you go to the stable master and you click on them, oh, here, hang on, I'll go back. Wait, hang on a minute, Affodil, I'm gonna go back. If you click on the stable master, it says no. Stable master says no. Session players can't do that. Hey. Yay! Somebody noticed on my chicken. You should come in and get in on this, Affodil. Where are you at? I lost my chicken. Oh, she's over there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go. Bye. Oh, you want to come and flutter at this person too? Over here. See, hobbits know, man. Hobbits are like, oh, that's a chicken. I know that chicken. I've seen her around the Shire. Hobbits know. Okay, here I come. Off we go. More chickening to be had. All right. Oh, she's going to follow us for a while. It's cool. Bawk, bawk. Wonder if she can see what we're saying. I mean, if we're doing speech bubbles, she probably should be able to, right? No? Only chickens can talk to other chickens? That's sad. Hey, there's a red squirrel. Wonder how they're doing on the domination. She has a cow. How cute. Move the cow. Excellent. It is fun to just kind of interact with other people when you're chickens. That's what I was saying. Like, this is the fun and silly things to do. Yeah, it says session players can't do that. So, okay, yes, the current raffle is still up. We'll draw in about 10, 15 minutes here. And it is for a title called The Well Met. So after your name, it would say, like, you know, Rosenbloom, The Well Met. And it applies to all the characters on your account. So you just enter it in on whichever, you know, wherever you are. And it'll apply to all of the characters everywhere. I'll show you how you enter that. You do it through the Lotro store, and I'm a chicken, so I don't have a wallet, so therefore I don't have need of a store. So I will not be able to show you how to get to the Lotro store while I'm a chicken. But when we're in between session plays, I will show you how to get to that, if you don't already know. So now another thing we can't do is pick up branches, or, you know, mine the ore. Now we can pick up like fruits and vegetables and stuff, but yeah, dashing through the Shire, dashing through Breeland with another cow named Moo. But anyway, you can pick up fruits and vegetables that are lying around, like a potato, or sometimes I'll pick up like a crafting die or something like that. I'm like, that's so cool. But then once you're not a chicken anymore, it's gone, because your inventory is, well, it looks funny because it's all over the place as a chicken. But yeah, it goes away. So it's not really worth picking up while you're a chicken, because you won't be able to keep it. Yes, chickens don't get turbine points. Chickens don't get Lotro points. You know, they are, well, they don't have pockets, so they don't need wallets. They don't carry a purse, you know. Everything they need is laid out for them in nature. Oh, she's got the horse, the mount that you could get during the spring festival that was available when the in some of the instances where you've got the festivity tokens. I don't think can I show you my wallet? I can show you my general wallet, but I think festivity tokens are character bound, so I can't show you mine. Okay. But yes, so that was the amount that you could get. It's the honey goat. So isn't that just the cutest? I love the honey goat. So cute. We realized the other day that one of my characters doesn't have it because they were started after the festival ended. And it's a little sad because it's a good goat. It's a good goat, Brent. Ah, yeah, such a pretty goat. I love that goat. And it's cute. Like, and when it runs, it's little, you know, it's like, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. And so this big jar of honey on the back is like, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. It's pretty funny. I can dash in 6 seconds. I'll just go ahead and set it up. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where all the chickens can go. I haven't done every single chicken run in the game yet. I've done, let's see, we've left off of the prow at Minas Tirith. But I know there's session play I haven't done yet. So over the course of, of these streams on Thursdays. Eventually, we will get to all of them. Now, there are some session plays that take like probably 4 hours. They give you 8 hours. So this one, you get 1 hour to complete. So these sessions that we're in the middle of, these flying the coop sessions, they give you an hour to complete. And it's not going to take as much as an hour. It's going to take less than an hour for us. It is not a problem. Here, I'll go ahead and queue it up, but it's going to be another minute and 10 seconds before I can dash again. Yes, 2,500 meters to Radagast. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, anywhere you can walk in the game, if you can walk there in 8 hours, then, then a chicken can walk there in 8 hours. And amusingly, it seems like chickens don't have quite the same aggro that a character has. So, like this Hobbit who's wandering through with us, if she's, depending on what level she is, I don't know what level she's level 36. So if we were to get into some areas that were, in the 30s to 40s, she would be pulling aggro more than we would. So I do appreciate that a level 1 chicken, because that's what we are level 1 chickens. I do appreciate that a level 1 chicken does not pull a lot of aggro, so I'm very grateful for that. So thank you, SSG, for the low aggro. Low chicken aggro. But that doesn't mean we can just walk willy-nilly through, through mobs. Like, they will come after us, which is why we have the duck and weave or the bob and weave, sorry, and possum impersonation and things like that. Because sometimes you get yourself into trouble and you gotta figure out how to get out of it pretty quickly. So, and yellow things don't convert to hostile if you're far enough below them. For chickens, but for the characters they do, right? Yeah, and that's a difference. So like if you are, level 36 and you go into Moria, even if it's like a yellow fly or something, eventually it will turn red against you because it's not as a chicken but as a character. It'll come after you eventually. So yeah, it's interesting how it plays slightly differently. So like we've got some stuff on the radar out there. Now, you can technically, maybe not things with this much, a minute and 4 seconds till dash. There have been, I've seen chickens take out like a shrew. It's on dash. It's going to be another minute before I can dash. It's on cooldown. I just have it queued up. It'll go in 45 seconds. Okay. I can't get it out of escape. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. I will not dash in 45 seconds. Okay. Well, let's get in sync and then I can just queue it up. That would work. I can do it in 14 seconds. So yes, so we're doing silly hobbity things right now. If you dash and I don't, then you just run into me. Well, that's true. We have a chicken pile up on the West Road. I appreciate that this hobbit is still like, I'm protecting these hobbits. Or at least following. Too fun. Oh, and I don't think I can message her either as a chicken because you have to have been a character for so long before you can send instant messages. So I don't think I can even instant message her. Let me see, I could try. Let me click on her. Chat. Nope, I can only report her, which I'm not going to do. Uh-oh, I lost my Affadil hover over. Trying to, there we go, got it. Okay, are you ready to dash? All right, go. Coordinated chicken dashing. Yeah, so I can't instant message her and be like, thank you for your help, or, you know, anything of that sort. Watch out for that crow, by the way, honey. Yeah. Okay. Yay, Hobbit. Woohoo! So funny thing is, are we getting... No, we're not getting stuff from the kills. I was wondering if we were getting any of the trophy stuff. Oh, so in like 5 to 10 minutes here, we're going to pull the thing. So if you are interested in getting into a raffle for the title The Well Met, then you will put !raffle into the chat, and that will put you into the raffle. And then we will electronically draw a winner here in about 5 to 10 minutes. And I keep you on your toes. Don't know exactly when it's going to happen. It's also because there's a slight delay between when I say it and when it happens. So I don't want to like close it and then everybody's like, wait, but you didn't say you were going to close it. So I'm giving you forewarning now. I'm going to close it at some point. Excellent. So yeah, so after we finish these chicken quests, so there's this one, the Lone Lands, and as you saw at the beginning, there was one other one that we haven't done yet. Once we do those, that opens up a different quest that we can do. And yeah, that opens up a different one that we can do that is 8 hours, that gives us 8 hours to do. And that involves going and talking to, I think, a lot of the same ones that we've seen before, but you just have to do it all at once instead of doing it in pieces like what we're doing now. Tricksy hobbits. Now close it. I like it. Oh, I could dash. Would you like to dash? All right, dashing. It's so funny when you dash as a chicken. It kind of like scoots you back, like, and then it scoots you forward. Like you go. Cracks me up. Oh my gosh, I hear noises. I hear our happy hobbit is taking things out. That's so cool. Oh, and Ginjar is on on the case too. I saw Ginjar go by a few minutes ago. That is so funny. Well, thanks you guys for the help. I appreciate that. Now, technically, we could do this. Like, Affodil is pretty good at like weaving us around things and finding ways around, which is fantastic. So I'm really glad for that. Yeah. But yes, having an escort is always fun as well. And plus, you know, it's funny because we don't know if they're saying anything. They don't know if we're saying anything. Like, we can't communicate except by jumping up and down in the air. So that kind of cracks me up. So she's like, at some point after we talk to Radagast, she's gonna be like, you know, they just disappeared. Oh no. Because that's how it, you know. Because once our session play ends, it teleports us right back to where we started, back on Sanson's farm. So that's nice. You don't have to like get there, turn in the, you know, check in with your critter, and then go all the way back. Oh, that would be so annoying. That would be frustrating. Oops, I jumped and I stopped. Okay, here I come. So normally chickens can't go through doors. So this seems to be one of the few exceptions where they allow us to transition. Because, yeah, normally you just go to a door and you're like, I'm a chicken. Well, I have no idea how to do this. But there we go. And now we go up and we're going to have to go talk to Radagast. Hey, Radagast, she brought a cow. You like cows, don't you? Cows are cool. All right. Oops, I probably shouldn't stand so close to the candle. Burn my little feathers. All right, Radagast the Brown, what do you know? He says, greetings, my little rooster friend. What is this? Your coops are threatened by wolves. Wolves are among the most craven of the Dark Lord's servants, and this proves them even more so. You know, going after chickens, defenseless chickens, come on. Unfortunately, the troubles here are much greater, with effects more far-reaching than those which trouble the Shire. I am sorry, but I cannot leave the Eaglane just yet. So that's going to end my session play. So if I hit finish now, my session is completed and I'll be logged off very, very soon. And there we go. Yes, raffle reminder. That was ducking the thing. Yes, raffle reminder. The current raffle for the well-met title closes in 5 minutes or less. Less than 5 minutes now. Type !raffle to enter. Now, I remember when, like, during conventions and stuff, if you're doing like a silent auction, and there'll be people that'll be like standing right next to it with pens and waiting until the last second, and then they'll write a number, be the last person to write a number in. And so you have like, you know, a small handful of people hovering around with pens. And so what you have to do is you have to close the raffle at an unknown time. So that way it encourages people to get their bids in and not try to snipe each other. Okay, so that was Flying the Coop Lone Lands. We gotta turn that in. George flaps his wings excitedly. It seems he sees something approaching. So we're gonna finish that. And what he sees approaching is a rooster. Maybe they already came in because you did it already too. But a rooster basically comes running in, talks to George, tells George, yeah, I think because we both did it, it only gives us one rooster animation. But basically, the rooster comes in, and then George and the rooster kind of cluck at each other, blah, 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 blah. And then, and then the rooster just runs right back off, zoom out that way. Okay, so, quest available. Krum Nar need you. Sure, we'll go ahead and pick that up. I believe this is part of the new release, The Blood of Azog, which is update 30 that just came out, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on with that. I have not started engaging with that yet. It's further along in the storyline than where I am, and so I'm kind of putting that off, and plus there's a lot of streamers that are going and checking it out right now, so you don't need me to show you. Now, I was going to show you, though, and this will be the last thing I do, and then we're going to draw. So if you want in on this raffle, you better do it now. !raffle if you want in on the well-met title. So for whoever wins, this is what you're going to do, is you go to the Lotro store, just like this. You're going to push redeem code over here, and you're going to put the code in there, because what's going to happen is after you win, probably B414 is going to send you a whisper with the code, and it's a big old long code. And you're going to copy that, and you're going to paste it right into here. And then you hit apply, and it's going to say, pa-ching, and it's going to tell you got the thing. So just like this is the same thing you do for the weekly code. So like this week, I think it was Shine. I've already done it. You put that in there. Yeah, that code has already been activated. But that is this week's code, and so it's the same thing. Now, if you do this week's code, the giveaway, the regular, Lotro is giving things away code, that will give you 25 dwarf candles in a whole bunch of different colors, like 20 stacks of 25 of like 5 or 6 different colors. It's crazy cakes. Okay, so we are going to close this giveaway. So here we go. Time to draw a winner. So we have 8 people who want to be known as the well-met. Who shall it be? It is Gartzis. All right. You know what I keep forgetting to say out loud is that you must be present to win. So, Gartzis, if you are about, give us a holler, pop your head up in the chat there, and B414 will send you a whisper. So, we'll give them like 5 minutes to make sure that they get a chance to say hi and let us know that they are here. Haha, there you are. Excellent. Congratulations. You are now Gartz's the well-met. Well, you will be very, very soon. So, check your whisper here. You should get a whisper in just a moment. You are welcome. Well, it is Hobbit birthday time. We are celebrating Hobbit birthday. And what does a Hobbit do on their birthday? They give things away. So we're trying to give things away. Yay! I like to give things away. I like to get things. I like to give things. I think there's sometimes when I like giving better than getting. It really depends. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pick up Flying the Coop North Downs. That's the last one of this section. Oh, actually, I was thinking I'm going to do something else here real quick. So that person that was following us around is not here. It's not listed in... Interesting. Unless I spelled... Okay. Okay. So, okay, cool. So Affodil went ahead and sent them a message saying thank you very much. So, oh, here's Ginger. They were also helping. They were following us. I'm going to say the chickens need help in the North Downs. Oh, there goes a rooster. So we're going to go off to... Oh, I should reset that thing. Oh, Affodil's already gone in. Okay, going in. We're going to go examine George. George still seems agitated. Let's find out. So yes, I was going to reset the raffle. So that way that's cleared out. And I assume you were able to get the code sent and code received without any problem. That's awesome. Yay! Okay, so we are a noble chicken. We have but lately reclaimed our fowlish freedom. With all the land of Middle Earth before us, it is for us to decide where our feet and tiny wings will carry us. Whee! Okay, so let me get you a tooltip over there so I can keep track of you. And we're going to go do that thing we always do, which is chat bubbles. Yep. Everybody now, chat bubbles. Whee! All right, shall we start heading? Let's do it. And Ginger, you're welcome to join the party. It's good times. Nice. See, I'm telling you, hobbits know. They know when the chickens are out and about. All right, so I would like to do a giveaway for 100 Lotro points. Yay! So even if you already had the well-met title, and I know a bunch of you in the chat already do, which is why you didn't enter the raffle, but I know everybody can use 100 Lotro points. So I'm going to open the giveaway here. And there we go. So the giveaway is now open. You must be present to win. There we go. I remembered to say it at least once. So when we do the drawing, we'll do the drawing in about half an hour again. And when we do that drawing, you must be here in the chat and you must say, you know, hi or whatever in the chat. Let us know that you're still around. And then before 1-4, we'll send you the code. Excuse me. So there we go. So yes, type ! raffle if you want to get in on that. And you only need to do it once, but if you forget, you can do it again. I've had that happen before. Yeah, so if it gets to be half an hour from now and we go to draw it and you're like, wait, did I enter or not? You can do it, you can type it, but it won't enter you a second time. You just get entered once. It's, in the background, it knows. It knows, man. I do appreciate MooBot. MooBot's very useful and helpful and handy. Okay, so we are in the Shire because, that's where we start. That's where chickens begin in our questing. And then we are headed to the North Downs. So we're probably going to go across into Breeland. We need to get up here. And we need to get all the way over here close to Estelden. Unfortunately, even a hunter, like if we had a hunter friend, they couldn't be like, here, let me grab these chickens and teleport them whoosh off to, off to Estelden. That would be great. Cannot do. Yeah, not an option. So we're going to run our little bitty feet all the way there. All the way there. That's okay. So again, like we did with the last one. Oh, that's funny, it collapsed it. We have 2 hours for this. Oh, maybe, yeah. Was the last one 2 hours? No, the last one was an hour. So we have 2 hours for this one to get us all the way up to the North Downs. Maybe they figure it's further than the other one. I mean, technically they're probably correct. So, what's that? Oh, dash. Ready to dash? Dashing! Oops, wrong buttons. There we go. There's our little chicken butt moving along. I'm like, sometimes I'm like a 5-year-old. It's like, hey, look at chicken butt. I also didn't sleep well last night. The weather here, I may have mentioned this before, it's gotten a little warmer than I find comfortable sometimes. I mean, we're not into the 30-degree days and the 35s and all that. Like, I know I've got time yet to come that will be a little miserable. I get it. But right now, it's one of those where it's like I'm not used to the hot weather because, we're coming out of cooler weather. And so trying to sleep and then so we're in the city and there's noises outside at night and, people walking down the road or whatever and talking to their friends or being noisy for one reason or another. We had somebody who was walking down the road the other night and they definitely were not happy about something. I don't know what they were not happy about. Like, my Dutch isn't good enough to be able to know, like I can't read graffiti and know what it says. And if somebody's just, screaming about something, I don't know what they're saying necessarily. I heard the word oma, so there was something about maybe their grandmother or maybe, I don't know, right? Like, you can just come up with all sorts of theories about what was going on there. So yes, but something was not making them a happy person at that time. So thankfully we hadn't gone to bed yet before that started. But they're doing some construction outside. They're like down the street. They've got like a water main or something that they're swapping out. And so there's been construction. There's brick laying going on at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I didn't sleep as well as I would like to because either you have the windows open and you get a nice cool breeze, but then you have all this noise from outside of all the the humans of the world because they're narrow streets and it doesn't take a lot of humans to make a lot of noise really. Or you have your windows closed, but then you're just like and you can't sleep because they're too warm. So we're in that weather right now. So yeah, right. Oma's grandmother, right? So that's why I was like, okay, we got grandmother. Like, and I don't know if they were like, stop treating me like my grandmother, or you were a jerk to my grandmother, like, or yes, yeah, like how could you embarrass me in front of my grandmother like that? Like they were very emotionally wrought. This person that was yelling as they were walking down the street, yelling at somebody. My sweetie poked his head out the window. I did not. Because I didn't want them to start yelling at me and be like, I don't know what you're saying. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I definitely need to learn more conversational Dutch is for situations like that. Although I don't know that I would do anything, it would just give me a little bit more context as to what is happening around me, I guess. So, and also the house where we live, it's a typical Dutch house. So it's got, it's very tall and skinny, and then there's a bunch of them in a row together. It's not quite the Amsterdam look, like the ones that you get in Amsterdam, that have like the gabling roof and then the hook that comes out the top and that sort of thing. We don't have that, but they are the tall and skinny next to each other, and with people living at the different layers. So, so this house, this building, this part of the building, our house part of the building is currently being like on the outside. They're they're scraping the paint and preparing it, and they're going to repaint our whole section here. So there's scaffolding all around the outside of our windows. So even if we wanted to be like, hey buddy, keep it down, like you can't see us and we can't see them. Like there's a little gap if you look outside. There's like a little gap between the wall when you look out and where the scaffolding starts. So like I can look down and I can see like the top of somebody's head if they're at our door. So sometimes you're like, yep, there's somebody at the door. That's about all I know. But then, it's all the platforms of the scaffolding, and then there's like all this netting that goes around the scaffolding. So, we look out there, we're like, I can't see anything that's nearby. Now, if I look far down the street past the scaffolding, then yeah, I can see, but not right where we are. So it's just kind of funny. I feel like we're kind of in a little bubble. We're in a bubble. Can't see anything. So you said, so that sign said the golden perch, as in fish. You always thought it said the golden peach. I think it makes sense to be the golden perch because they're right on the Brandywine. So a fish-related name makes sense. Let's give Ginger some love here. Whee! Whee! Okay, I will dash. Zoom. So this is the fun stuff you do when you're like, do I want to go questing? Do I want to go in a dungeon? Do I want to go and like beat up on orcs? Or do I want to hang out with chickens? Chickens, of course. Of course the chickens are the answer. So yes, a raffle reminder. We're doing a raffle for 100 Lotra points. We are celebrating Hobbit birthdays. So anybody with a birthday in June, you know, it is your time to shine and give things away. If you're a Hobbit. So, because that's what Hobbits do on their birthday. They go through their house and they find a bunch of mathams and they give them away, right? So, but we're giving away 100 Lotra points right now, which is a pretty nice matham, really, when you think about it. So, that will get you lots of mithril coins if you wanted to spend them, if you wanted to transition them to mithril coins. So yes, so we're doing a raffle for 100 Lotra points. We're gonna draw that around, what did I say, about 20 after the hour, so in about 20 minutes. And you must be present to win. So type !raffle into the chat if you wish to enter for 100 Lotra points. So one mithril coin is about 10 Lotra points. So 100 Lotra points would get you about 10 mithril, which is not enough to get a house. You really need like, I think it's 400 mithril for a lot of the Belfalas housing, like 500 to 700, I think, for a lot of the Rohan housing. I know it's 800 and something if you want a mead hall. Totally worth it though. Absolutely worth it. Yeah, it does get cheaper when they're on sale. And so that's what I tend to do, is I will save up, and then when Lotra points go on sale, I buy those and get a bulk of them. Bear. And shall we dash? Yes, we shall. Oh, that was coordinated. Nice. Synchronized dashing. So then I buy my Lotra points when they're on sale. And then I make sure I have enough that I'm not going to spend them all, right? Like I just kind of sit on them and pretend I kind of try to forget about them and pretend I don't have them. And then when the mithril coins go on sale, then I can get, a bunch of those, because I've been trying to think of want to make sure I'm prepared when something comes up. So I've been trying to get, because I'm on 4 different servers, which is a little crazy. And so what I've been trying to do is have 200 mithril coins on each server. Because what I realized was last October, when the Harvest Festival came around, that's when, 3 servers is a perfectly normal amount. You're on 4 also, technically. Legendary servers don't count. Legendary servers absolutely count. They're so much fun. I like being on Anor. But anyway, so when the Harvest Festival came around, that's when you can buy those costumes. What happens on Anor stays on Anor. Not anymore. You can transfer. And I wanted to buy those costumes. And the costumes cost like 50 mithril coins or 100 mithril or 150 mithril maybe for the new one. Like the Tom Bombadil, you could get a costume of Tom Bombadil, and it's permanent. Like you can put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off all the time you want. And it was, I think, 125 mithril. Hey, woo. Here do. Hey, my darling. So I wanted to get, so, and there were some places where I'm like, I have 10 mithril coins. I have 2 mithril coins. I can't buy any of this. And the mithrils were not on sale, and I didn't have that many Lotra points. So I'm learning, right? Prepare myself. Use current me to prepare for future me, to make me happy. Oh, what a cutie. Yay. Okay, yep, I'm coming. Oh, that's so funny. I saw that fall over and I thought it was a chicken jumping. So okay, so legendary servers, if you did not know already, well, first of all, there are legendary servers where basically the pace of leveling is slower. So you get like a little effect on you where you're earning, I think, like 60% of experience as you go through and do various things. Now, chickens don't earn any experience, so don't look at my chickening and figure out where my experience is there. But we're talking about like in your normal characters. The experience that you earn on the legendary server is reduced for the various things that you do. Yes, that's right. Chickens are so good, they don't need to level up. They're perfect as they are. So that helps you to get more time in each area before you out-level that area. Now, of course, you can always get a turtle stone. That's always an option. But if you didn't want to do that and you just want to kind of progress, but you still wanted to be able to encounter more of the area, before you out-level it. So that's one way to do it, is they have that reduced experience that you're gaining on the server. And then also the server is not, it's behind the live servers. So like currently the cap level, okay, yeah, I'm ready to dash, go. The current cap level is 130 on the live servers. And the legendary server, like when I first started playing, it was like 55 or 60 or something like that. And then every so often they raise it up. So unfortunately, it's going too fast for me. I wish they would slow down, actually, because I got to a point where it was like, I think the cap was 80 or 85, and I was like, okay, I might be able to get to that. And then I'm working on getting to that, and they raised it to like 95, then 100, and now it's 105. And so I can't keep up with the legendary server. So I'm just doing my own pace on the legendary server. Along with a group we have together that we're just going slower, so we can really, take our time and just enjoy it at that level. So definitely a lot more fun for us that way. So the way it's been is the legendary servers are kind of like a third type of server, right? So you've got the US, the servers that are coded that were originally in the US, the servers that were coded when they were in Europe. Those now all live in the US, but they still have different software, different pieces of coding in them that make them incompatible with each other. And then you've got the third one, which is the legendary servers. And there's two. There's Anor and Ithil. So Anor, when it opened, was like super popular. And so it got to the point where they were like, okay, maybe we should open up a second server. So they did. So they opened up Ithil. And then after kind of like, the initial shininess wears off of things, then eventually Ithil did not continue to grow to match up with Anor. And so they finally, now that the servers are like 105 and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, they went ahead and made the decision that they're going to close the Ithil server. So if you have characters on there, make sure you get in there and move them. Like, I think you have till mid-June. I mean, it's coming up really soon. So you want to make sure you get in there and get those characters. Now, interesting thing though, because those are kind of like a third type of server, there's something in the way that those were, the coding that is the background behind that, they were able to make it so that you can transfer off of Ithil to anywhere. So not just Anor, but you could go to any of the US servers and you could go to any of the EU servers. So people are able to take this as an opportunity to move those characters that they, spent some time doing whatever, and now they can move them onto a live server if they want to. So that's interesting. I'm not sure how many people are moving to live versus just moving to the other legendary server, Anor. I don't know. But I will tell you, over on the legendary servers, it's kind of cool that there are things that are only available there. So there's some titles you can only get there. There's some cosmetics you can only get there, like capes and things like that. And sometimes those they stay on that server. Like, for example, there's a thing called like Legendary Angmar, and it's a quest. And you go and you do, it gives you like a list of like, do 10 off of this list of 15 things. And it'll be like, instances or a very specific boss you have to go defeat, or a dungeon to go into, instance, skirmish, whatever. So you have to do, X number off of this larger list. And so the basic one is just like Legendary Angmar. Then there's like Legendary Angmar Advanced. The advanced one you have to do like within a week. I'm like, we just don't get around to it. But the regular one we do, because you can just do that one over and over again. And there's no time limit on that. So when you do that, you get special legendary coins. So the Legendary Angmar coins, or whatever they're called. And then you can use those at the special legendary Angmar coin barter, you know. They have things that haven't been available since the Bounder's Bounty. So, yeah, like a legendary title, Bree Seeker. Now, some of the titles are account-wide. So it's really quite funny because you'll get a title and on like the legendary server, and then later on you're logging into one of the other servers, and you know it's like you get all these pop-ups. Oh, your character has this title. Your character has this title. You're like, how did I get that? Oh, over on the legendary server, right? Yeah, Rambling Rover, Shadow Breaker. So those are some of the titles that you can only get by being on the legendary server. Really? That's a legendary title? Waste not? Oh, that's so funny. But, oh, so the thing that makes me most excited, so for getting to the waste, that makes sense. So yeah, one of the things I really am excited about though on the legendary servers is that with those legendary Angmar, that quest that you can do and those coins you can get, is that you can get one of those statues, the stone statues that Bilbo ran into, the trolls. So there's like statue 1, statue 2, and statue 3. And apparently, and this is before my time, we can't go talk to Nellie Boskins. She doesn't talk to chickens. She's too busy, you know. She's a busy woman. She doesn't have time for chickens. Session players can't do that. I'll bet you Aggie Digweed, though, she'll be like, rock on, get on, go get on with your bad selves. See, she'll talk to us. All right, you go do it, Aggie. You're awesome. Defend Trestle Bridge. Do the thing. Would you like to dash? Dash. Zoom. Yeah, so those were yard items that you could get during the Bounder's Bounty event that happened. And like I said, that predates me. I wasn't playing them, but basically it's when they did a big server. There was a bunch of things that happened around the same time, and there was a server consolidation that happened around that same time. So it was like all back in the before times for me. And, oh, yeah, so we'll come back to that. So anyway, you can't get those things anymore. There's those 3 statues, and there's like a super laden table that like has foods and stuff on it. You can't get that anymore. That was only available during Bounder's Bounty, but they are available on the legendary server with those special legendary coins. So there's legendary Angmar, there's legendary Moria, and I think it's legendary Isengard. And so you have to do each one of those has its own thing where you do X number of quests out of the full list, and then you get coins for that are just those specific kinds. And then each one of them has a troll. So this one has Troll 2, this one has Troll 3, this one has Troll 1, for example. Oh, Mirkwood. Maybe not Isengard. I think there's a legendary Isengard too, though. But it might be Mirkwood and Moria and Angmar where you can get the trolls. So I find that pretty exciting. So like in an ideal world, I would get all 3 of the trolls, and then I would take a character and I would transfer it off onto a live server, so then I would have the trolls, and nobody else in my neighborhood would have the trolls unless they had been around for a long time. And that'd be pretty cool. Right? That's like long version. Okay, so a reminder that we are giving away 100 Lotro points. It's Hobbit birthday time, and the Hobbits give things away on their birthdays. So we are giving away 100 Lotro points. Must be present to win. We're going to give that away. We're going to pull the drawing in like what, 10 minutes? I think in like 10 minutes.
Were you doing half an hour at the last one?
Yeah.
That'd be quarter after.
Quarter after. Okay, in 5 minutes then. We're going to pull this in 5 minutes. I need a timer. I need to have like a timer on my screen or something. Affidil's my like talking timer. It works for me. So yes, type !raffle if you want to get in on the raffle for 100 Lotro points. So, hey, there's Jinjar in the raffle too. Nice, nice. Oh yes, I'm ready to dash. Let's do it. Awesome. Raffle closes in 5 minutes. Woo woo. Yes, so if you want to know more about Reign of Waffles, woo, If you want to know more about the legendary server stuff, there are some wiki pages, and yeah, the legendary server page has some information about the legendary stuff because it has a much lower population than the live servers. There's fewer people who are active on the legendary servers who also are interested and dedicated to editing the wiki. You know, it's like a very specific Venn diagram there. And we are some of those people, but we're taking our time through the legendary server, and we're not like zooming through like some people. So I suppose, you know, it'd be cool if some of those folks who like zoomed up to 105 and then are like have nothing to do, if they could go and like edit the wiki, that'd be pretty neat. So if you are one of those people and you are bored, I have a chore for you. it would be nice because it's really nice when you can just go to the wiki and, you know, look that stuff up. So cool. Look at us making good time. We are here, and let's see. As you know, we started out here in the Shire. We ran across. And we're up at the North Downs now. Excuse me. So yeah, we're doing good time. Yes. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is Affadil has gotten into developing plugins. And so some of our editing time has shifted over into plugin development time. And I mean, that's quite a worthy cause as well. It's been a bunch of fun. So, all right, we're 1,200 meters, 1,250 away from the aurochs that we need to talk to. Oh yeah, we didn't look at our quest. So flying the coop in the North Downs, talk to creatures of the North Downs, and it's one. We just have to talk to one. Okay. So the aurochs yearling, we're going to talk to an aurochs yearling, can be found amidst the small herd to the southeast of Gatson's farm. George has asked you to speak with the creatures of the North Downs. You should seek out and speak with the aurochs yearling in the North Downs. So, and the nice thing is that yes, the quest does show you the ring as to where you're going. So if you didn't know where to find that yearling, it will show you on the quest, you know, on your map. So that's useful. It's also one of those places where if you're looking for hides of this level, some people will come here and farm those hides. It's that location. So now next time you come out here and you're farming hides, you'll be like, oh, that yearling. All right. I've seen them. We're not going to Isengard at this time. We haven't unlocked that yet. We're not taking the chickens to Isengard. Not yet. So one of the things that we've made a note of is that because of people changing their schedules here on the official Lotro stream, that nobody is following me now. Not directly. So let me show you what's our Thursday schedule. So currently Thursdays, what is today. Oh, hey, somebody's fishing. Oh, that's fantastic. Hello, fishing person. Now watch, I'll throw myself in the river. Oh, already did. Yep. Well, I'm good at that. I fall off of bridges kind of easily. Did we lose Ginger? Oh, she jumped down with us. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so last minute, if you want to get on this raffle for 100 Lotro points, now is your last chance. All right. So just so you know, there's Thursday. There's the streamers. I put it in the chat. So French Girl Gaming is on kind of in the middle of the night. Oh, and before her, technically it's Wednesday, is our new person. I forgot her name. Uger, I don't know if you have that handy. Oh, hey, I could just put in schedule. I mean, people have to go there, but it's okay. Schedule, I'll put that there. So there is our full roster of all the people with a social media link for each one of us. So that way you can go and follow us. For example, I try to remember to tweet every Thursday before I am streaming to kind of give people a reminder to come on by. Okay, we are gonna close this giveaway. Bong. Time to draw a winner. So, giveaway is closed. 7 people are excited about those 100 Lotro points. Let's find out who gets them. Giveaway draw goes to Soul Zozul. I probably totally got that wrong. All right, so, are you around? If you are, you have just won 100 Lotro points. So poke your head up here in the chat and say hi, and B414 will respond and send you. Awesome, there you are. All right, B414 is going to send you a code, and you're going to put that here into the game, and that'll get you 100 Lotro points. So congratulations. 100 Lotro points is nice. So nice. All right. So, yeah, so I posted the roster. You can go and see who all is on this channel, this official Lotro stream channel. And there's people who do things all over the place. Like we have, obviously, myself who enjoy kind of the fun, silly side of the game. We have people that are really big on the raids and the dungeons. We have people that are like just combing through that new content, which you can see there in the newest release notes. Update 30 is this newest one, which is the Blood of Azog. And a lot of interesting stuff happening with that. I haven't gone out and checked it out too much yet, but I know there's like new missions you can do, which I did the bingo. I did Bilbo missions, and those were a lot of fun. Okay, so now we're in the Aurochs herd. And you'll notice there's all these Aurochs here. And we need to talk to this youngin over here, this Aurochs yearling. And we're going to say hello and let them know about the trouble that's happening in Middle-earth. And they say, "Are you here to help me? I'm lost and cannot find my way. Do you know where my mother is?" "The Shire? My mother is in the Shire? Oh, you want me to protect your coops from wolves? Oh no, I couldn't do that. The wolves would eat me." Which, it's possibly true. Or, the hunters would hunt you. All right, so I'm going to finish now. And that will send me back to the Shire here in just a moment. There we go, thank you. The newest stream team member is El Galadwin, which is a great name. I love that. I didn't get the message. I'm using Chatty, and it doesn't show me my whispers. Yeah, I don't know how to make it show me my whispers. Yes, so anyway, we have a new stream team member. She's on Wednesdays, and she is on before French Girl Gaming. And then we have a gap so people can sleep. And then I am on Thursdays at 1 o'clock Eastern time, which is 7 o'clock my time in the evening here in the Netherlands. And then there's another gap so you can go get something to eat, because, we're all hobbits at heart and we need to make sure we get lots to eat, right? And then you've got Eldaleth in the evening, and followed by Epic Ur, who's been hanging out here in the chat. So, here comes the rooster. The rooster's got something to say. So the rooster's gonna come over, tell George. So the rooster's basically us, They're like, ka-cha, 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 ka-da, ka-da. And then the rooster wanders off. They've done what they needed to do. Off they go. Goodbye. Bye. And zoom. They go pretty far. Like they're still on my, they still exist. There we go. Now they're gone. All right. Oh yeah. So do I need to, yeah. Cool. Okay. So we did those. So now this opens up this. Oh, so they tells us to return to Wald. So George looks much calmer than when you first examined him. Oh, and the other rooster just came in. So we want to go and talk to Wald after this rooster has come in. So this rooster came in and they had a chat. That was Affidil's rooster, or Affidil as a rooster, basically. Okay. So now we have this returning to Wald. So Wald Sanson, this is where this all started, right? Is we were talking to him and he's like, hey, Belina over there doesn't look real happy and she's not eating properly. And so that started this whole thing, and it sent us off to go get her some worms, and she liked those, and then she didn't like this. And anyway, so that's kind of where this all began. So now we're going over to Wald, and he says, you did fine work. I think you calmed George and Belina down as well as any could have hoped. It's funny, those two have been acting up more ever since that new rooster started darting in and out of the farm. Dad thinks I should try to catch it. I couldn't tell you why, but I don't feel that it's doing any harm. For all your hard work, my ma thought you would like to have this cloak. It ain't much, but until these chickens calm down for good and start laying eggs like they used to, it's the most we could afford. This gives you the cloak of the cluck, this is the only way to get the cloak of the cluck. So now I have the cloak of the cluck, and here, let's see, if I put it on, but then how do I use it? I think I have to put it on my bar. Hold on. Let me put it on my bar. Okay, and then I'll equip it. There we go. It does that. What Affodil just did. So there's the cloak. You can see the cloak on the back there. Oh, I can use it in my inventory. Okay. So here we go. So I'm going to use it. So you go like, and little feathers go flying all over the place. It's very silly. But it is a coveted item, I tell you. Coveted. All right, I'm going to put my other one back on. Okay, so now that we've finished with that, I believe we could go back to George and notice that George has a gray ring. So George says there are 3 quests available now to us. So free range. You love the cloak of the cluck? Nice. So if you finish free range, you earn a title crosser of roads. And this is one of Affodil's favorites. If you do the Great Wide Open, which is a bigger one, you earn a different title called Lady of the Wings or Lord of the Wings, depending on your character's gender. And then there and Bawk again, if you finish that one, that's the even bigger one, and that is Wing Under the Mountain is the title for that one. So I guess I could pick it up and then kind of maybe drop it if we don't do it. We've got like 40 minutes. So I don't think we could finish free range in 40 minutes. We could do half of there and Bawk again? Is that the shorter one? I thought that was the longer one. It's shorter? It's just to Erebor. Yeah. Oh, just. All right, sure. Let's pick up there and Bawk again. Sure. Okay, we'll do it. All right. So George is looking. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Farmer Sanson isn't looking. Now is your chance to escape. So here we go. I'm going to put this light on. It's getting dark in here. There we go. I don't think it looked too dark for you all, though. Looking at the screen, it looks all right. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this. So one thing I realized is that there's nobody directly after me right now because the person who was streaming right after me moved to Saturdays. So we've got a little bit of extra time if we ever want to go over. So, all right, so now we are a chicken again and not a rooster. There we go. We are also a critter. I think we were a critter before also. All right, so let me fix my chat bubbles. Because you know I've got to do the chat bubbles. There we go. Accept. To the Karok. All right. Shall we dash? Cool. Meow. Look at us there. Yeah, just that little bit faster. Okay, so you'll notice that. Here, we'll go ahead and pull the quest up. This may be a wonderful time to explore Middle-earth. Farmer Sanson is not looking. Now is your chance to escape. And we have 8 hours for this quest. A little crazy. Now, it doesn't tell us what we're trying to do in these 8 hours. Travel to the Karok. Oh, okay, right. For this one, that is the objective. That's the only objective. Although, if you say the rest of it, it doesn't tell you. So we could go anywhere we wanted in Middle-earth, basically. You know, if we wanted to, like, spend the 8 hours, just, whatever. Like, hey, haven't been swimming in the Brandywine for a while. We're going to go there. Or, like, you know, maybe you want to have a chicken party or something. I don't know. You got options. So where's the Karok? What? In the Vale of Anduin. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let's see. Isn't that up in Rovanian? There's Anduin. Okay, it's not showing up yet. There we go. So we're going over here where the eagles live. Hello, welcome to the chat. Yeah, so that's where we're going. It's a little far away. So just kind of zoom back out again here. So we're over here and we're gonna chicken our way all the way. I'm not sure, do we go under? I think we, and then all the way up to where the eagles fly. Sure we are. Which server is better? Well, that's always a fun question. Laurelin or Evernight? Hey, Bunton. So better is definitely a subjective thing here because each server kind of has a different flavor and a different personality. And so you kind of want to pick the one that fits your style the most. Laurelin, that I'm playing on right here, is a role-playing server. And it's not enforced, but there's enough of us that are on here that really do enjoy, coming in and doing the role play. So if you were to come in and just want to talk about raids and stuff that's outside the world a lot, it would be weird, right? So I would recommend that if you wanted to engage in role playing with folks, that Laurelin is a great server for it. It's one of my favorites. I really enjoy Laurelin. I've got a good kinship that I really enjoy, and like on Friday nights, people get together here at the Green Dragon here in Hobbit and Bywater, and that's open to any of the short folk. I mean, if you got long legs, we ask you just stand in the back and let the short folk enjoy their time. So yeah, so there's a lot of fun you can have on Laurelin. Evernight is another EU server, so I'm assuming that you are somewhere in Europe or in this direction. We live in the Netherlands, so EU servers are definitely my preferred because that's when people are generally playing is during the times that I'm awake. That's not to say that people aren't on from all over the world. I mean, there's definitely people from the Americas that are on Evernight and they're on sometime during the day, or what would be my nighttime. But yeah, Evernight has a lot of people on it. It's a very robust server. It's very active. It is definitely less focused on perhaps character development or playing your character, and a little bit more maybe on the MMO, or sorry, the RPG. How do I put this? The going and hitting things part of the thing. Yeah, so like we're on Evernight also, and Affadil is in a Dutchkin, and the Dutchkin empties out around 2 a.m. our time, which is 8 p.m. server time, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern time, so or earlier, because people are going to bed, and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of depends on what you're looking for there, Fire-O. What is it that you are looking for? Yeah, you're scared you'll not find any raid groups on a role-playing server, and that is a good, that is a concern, definitely. I understand that. You're playing solo, no local friends. You're more likely to find a larger larger kinship on Evernight. Large doesn't always mean better, of course, but you're more likely to find people that you can get into a kinship with and do raids with if that's what you're into. I know people do raids on Laurelin, but it is less of a focus. So, yeah. You say it's important for progress, but it's not. Like, it really depends on what you want to do. Like, I love the immersion into Middle Earth, and I love being able to take the time to just kind of enjoy the stories that are enjoy the stories that are laid out for us by the developers. Like this whole thing about the chickens, right? Like, this is silly, but at the same time, this is showing us how things that are happening on a wider scale are impacting everybody, even down to the chickens of the Shire, right? This is showing us that there are wolves coming into the Shire. There are goblins. There are brigands. And why? Where are they coming from? Like, what forces are causing them to want to be in the Shire of all places and encroach on this, right? And then it also shows us what's happening in Bree and what's happening in these other places. So I love the storylines, and so I follow those quests. I enjoy, a whole encapsulated story. Like I've been enjoying the Wildwood. Yes, the Bounders have never been so busy after all. Like that comes up in various pieces of the story, even if you're just in the Shire. And if you go all over Breeland, there's a lot of stuff that they talk about, the characters, the NPCs that you interact with. Yes, I'm ready to dash. The NPCs that you'll interact with, and they'll tell you, hey, I've got this problem. Can you go and help fix it? Help me with this, because of these forces that are happening in Middle Earth. So none of that is required for raid. And in fact, if you are just questing in an area, and a lot of times what I recommend for a new character, for a new person, is just follow the epic storyline. The epic storyline takes you through basically the story of the Lord of the Rings, and you end up kind of in parallel to the Fellowship, the Fellowship. And so there's times when you're like helping tidy up a campfire because they had to run really fast because they were being pursued. And so you going and helping tidy up this campfire is one of the ways in which they are not found by the enemies. So there's some really cool stuff in there about how you can be a hero, an adventurer, and you're part of the story, and you're kind of running alongside the storyline. So you didn't make it into the books. Tolkien didn't write about you, but you were there and you helped. So that's the story trajectory that I really enjoy, and that has nothing to do with the raids. There's definitely some dungeons or instances that they'll take you into, or skirmishes, where it's part of that storyline. So like there's epic battles that you can do when you're at Helm's Deep, and about that huge battle that happens there. And so there's a series of battles that you do that happen in that space, and those are good to do with 6 people, and you gather together, and that can be really fun to do those. And it's good to do those over and over again, because you can earn points that you can put into skills that make it better and make those battles, make you more effective in those battles. Things like that, there's always people who are looking. If you're like, hey, I want to run, whatever, there's places in the chat where you can do that. You can be like, hey, there's a chat you can do called Looking for Fellowship, LFF, and that's where you put in, hey, I want to run, an instance and I need some help or whatever. And usually there's people looking. There's always for the people who are level 100 and above, there's kind of like an instance of the week. And so you'll see people constantly looking for people to join in on that as well. So, should I dash? Okay, dashing. And so, aw, that's really sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I do love the game. I really, thanks. I really appreciate the time and effort that the people who have worked on the game in the past and the people who are working on the game now all really seem to have brought to the game. Like, you could tell that it is a labor of love for them as well. So I just think it's neat. I mean, I hope that they're really proud of the work that they do, because there's little details that are just so fantastic. On Fridays, there's a streamer here on the official Lotro stream, Corey, and the Tolkien professor. He knows a lot about Tolkien and about Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and I don't know, all of the writings and stuff. And so he is playing the game, and he'll point out things and how they connect to other things, and why, excuse me, my nose itches, why that made its way into the game, and what's the origin from that. So at one point, like, he pointed out there's a fox in the Shire, and it's right in the area where the hobbits would have been walking, and we're almost to the Carrick. Oh, Breetown. And how there's something in, like, when you read Lord of the Rings, early on, the hobbits are walking along, and there's something about how, like, when they're sleeping, and the fox is like, hobbits walking through the Shire at this point in this area. How strange. And he never did find anything else about it, or something like that, right? And it's so funny because, like, there's a fox in the game in that area. Like, it's just little details like that. You're like, that is so good. So good. So, yeah. So, Ponton, that's awesome that we ran into you while you were fishing. That's hilarious. I'm so glad that we got to jump around you and bring you some joy. Chicken joy! So yeah, I mean, really in the game, you get to define your own success. There are a lot of different things you can do in the game. You can just be a hardcore raider and be worried about your gear and where do you get that and how do you equip yourself and what's the best bow or the best shoes or, whatever like that. Like, you could get into that and, and play with all those stats and things like that. And some people really jam on that. Like, that's something that they really enjoy and, figuring all that out. And you can definitely find those people. There's other people like myself who really enjoy the storyline and really enjoy following that storyline and watching how that progresses as you go through Middle Earth. I have a tendency to keep coming back to the beginning because I just love how, I don't know, at the beginning of the story, it just feels so much more innocent. And then, and I love getting to know those characters, getting to know Aragorn or Strider at this point, as he's known to us. And interacting with Gandalf, and so I keep going back to the beginning because I really just enjoy those parts quite a lot. We currently have characters that are at cap level on Evernight, and they are in where are we? We're in Gondor, so we're just outside. Let's see, the Pelennor Fields. I think we've wandered off this way, so we're like. I have the Lotro maps on the wall behind me. So like we're over in here, we came, so like the Shire and everything was over there, and then came down and worked our way around, and we've come through here. And so so now we're sweeping up and heading into Minas Tirith. So we haven't done the Minas Tirith, all of that stuff yet with our characters. Because we're just taking our time with the story. And yet we're max level though, because there's so much experience that you can gain. Yes, dash. So much experience that you gain just by doing the quests and running through the storyline. So, and we're being completionists on those characters. So like all the quests in the area, pretty much, all the reputation with that area. Each area has like people that you earn reputation with. So we're maxing that out in each of the areas that we're doing, so on. So yeah, it's we're taking our time and getting all that done as well. So one more question. Old dungeons, raids, instances, is there any level sync? Oh, and then I think you guys were talking about the Rift and stuff like that, right? Yeah, there are reruns of raids. It is definitely a different experience to do it at 130 than with level 50s. So there's a raid that they're mentioning here called the Rift of Nurz Gashu. And, yes, Gesundheit. And basically the storyline with that is you go, you end up underground, like you go through a bunch of stuff and you're talking to like some giants, and the giants think you're on there, that you're an enemy, but then they're like, maybe you're a friend. And then eventually you make your way down to where there's an ancient elf, and there's basically a Balrog, and sorry, spoilers. And she's been using her ancient magic to hold it in place for years, for the the millennia, whatever, for ages, like literal ages. And something has changed in the world, and he's gotten stronger. And so while you're there, he actually breaks loose. And so what you have to do is then stop him, right? And so for me, like you can already tell, right? Like I am very invested in the storyline of what's going on there. But there's other people that are like, okay, it's a level 50 raid. We're gonna go in, we're gonna take out this monster that has X number of hit points, this much morale. We're gonna need this kind of thing. We're gonna need some, crowd control. Like, you know what I mean? So it's the same event. It's the same raid that you're going on to. It just depends on how you approach it. So it's a level 50 raid. And it takes 12 people. You can go up to as many as 12 people to go in there and do it together. And we were on a server where it was capped at 50 at that time. And so we were there with 12 people and we were trying to accomplish this raid. And so we really did have to work at it because, you know, we don't have a lot of morale. And so this thing can just knock us out with no problem. Like it could sneeze at us and we're down. And so you've got to have like the people who are able to hold its attention. So you have the other people who are really good at hitting things and doing a lot of damage, can stand there and hit him without themselves getting hit, and like all these intricacies of the raid itself. And so we had a lot of fun with that. It took a bunch of attempts. I mean, I think it took, I mean, we were going at it as often as we could, and it took, I don't know, like 2 weeks because because it gets locked if you accomplish certain things. And so sometimes you have somebody who's already accomplished it that week, and so they have to wait for their lock to unlock, but they're like the perfect kind of person you need to have with you. It was a small server. So we were able to, we eventually got it done, but it was a really cool experience to do it that way. Now, our characters that are 130, we're trying to get the reputation. There's a reputation faction that you can only get in that area. And so we're going in there trying to get the reputation, and because completionist. And so the two of us at 130 can go in there and we just knock him out. We don't even have to do the side rooms where normally you have to go down these side rooms and turn some knobs and defeat the things that are there and then come back. And like, we're not even doing that. We're just like, we just burn them down. So it is a very different experience. So a raid lock, it prevents you from defeating the same boss multiple times within a certain time period. So like that one, I think it has a lock that lasts until Monday and then again until Thursday. So like if you defeat him on Tuesday, you know, you can unlock on Thursday and try him again, that sort of thing. Do it again then. So, and then as B1414 mentions there are what's called slowtro groups that like to stay, that like to stay at these lower levels for longer. So like there's a thing called a tortoise stone. I can't show you the store right now because I'm a chicken. Chickens don't know about stores. But the in the Lotro store, you can get this tortoise stone, and it's a pocket item. So you put that on, and it stops you from getting any experience. And so you just stay at that level until you take off the tortoise stone. And so you'll find kinships that do that, where the whole kinship is at a specific level. We're actually doing that right now on Landreval. We have a group that we've turtle stoned with at 50. And then over on Anor, we're turtled. Well, the group is turtled in like the early 70s. Unfortunately, we made these choices after I was already like mid 80s. So yes, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying the game is so complex, so many opportunities, and that's exactly what it is. So that's why when you're like, well, what's the best? I'm like, oh boy, that's a really complicated question to answer. There is no best. It's what's best for you. And that may change. You know, I got into the game because I wanted to play an MMO RPG. I wanted to be able to play with with people across the world, and I wanted to play with my sweetie. Hey, Ginjar's back. So there were, and I really wanted to enjoy a storyline that was well put together. I mean, there's lots of, like, I tried World of Warcraft just a little bit, and it didn't engage me, right? It was just like, okay, I'm a character, and I gotta walk over here, and then I walk over here, but why? Like, why is that important, right? Like, I needed more storyline. And so that was one of the things that why Lotro definitely appealed to me, and it still does, and it's done a great job with that. But one of the things I've discovered in playing Lotro is that you can play music in the game. There are, you can, like, a character can learn musical instruments and you can play it in the game, and there's like plugins you can use to play MIDI files, ABC files in the game. And so you'll have people who get together and they create a band, and they'll play music together in the game. And there's other people that stand around and listen to them play this music. And there's concerts. And like, there's literally a concert that happens up here. So there's Weathertop, the Weathertop, right? Like, famous place. And in the summertime on the server Landreval, which is a U.S. server, but anybody can play on there. And there'll be a concert up there called Weatherstock, yeah. And yeah, people will. It's got a schedule, and there's bands, and you take a character, and you can go, and you can watch, and you dance. And there's people who walk around in the crowd, and they give away pipe weed and snacks and drinks. I mean, it's wild. So that kind of a social aspect just boggles the mind. Like, I did not expect to find something like that in the game. And then, like I mentioned, I have a kinship on this server that it's a Hobbit kinship. It's all hobbits all the time. Like, we're just very hobbity, and it just tickles my heart. Like, I just adore it. So that makes me pretty happy. What about the people or groups that would just as soon start at the end and then complain that there's no more left to do? Yeah, I can't get into that mindset. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I know there's plenty of people that, and I know that Lotro and all the MMORPGs out there, like, games have to do this. Like, to keep those people engaged, they have to come out with new material regularly. And I know that's part of, it's part of the game. Like, it's part of the game, the meta game that they have to play, as it were. And there's a lot of material you could still mine, definitely, in the world of Middle Earth. Like, we haven't even seen the Scouring of the Shire. Maybe they will get to that someday. I mean, kind of what they're playing with right now is they've taken us through the point where Aragorn and Arwen got married, and so now there's like the after effects of like, okay, the big war is done, but there's still stuff, like there's still wolves in the Shire that they didn't like just go, oh, I guess Sauron's gone, I guess we just go back to sleep now. They're like they're the force behind them all maybe is not there anymore, but it doesn't mean they just disappear. They don't go poof, So there's a lot of cleanup to do in the world. And so I think that's some of what they're going into with SSG. And then I know they're doing like some going back in time stuff and looking at how things, how did we get to where we got to? Oh yeah, I'm ready. Dash. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish the people who zoom to the end and then are like, there's nothing to do. I'm like, there's so much to do. You just aren't looking. Yeah, new measure of success. Play drums in a band. Exactly. Play cowbell. You can play cowbell in the game. It's fantastic. Yeah, new measurement of success. Social hour in the Green Dragon. So Green Dragon Fridays, for any of you hobbits out there, and dwarves. Dwarves are also of the short variety. You're welcome. That is on Laurelin on Fridays at 7:30 UK time. Things are pinned to UK time for a lot of the stuff that happens here. So, yeah, doing that kind of thing this weekend on the Crick Hollow server. 3 days, 30 bands have signed up. So yeah, I mean, that's another reason why you might end up with characters on a whole bunch of servers is because there's stuff going on. Crick Hollow also has a very active social scene. Yeah, Ponton is very active over there. There's bands and stuff that happen over there too. I think Landreval is pretty well is the music server, and there's stuff happening on other servers as well. But I think it definitely is like the top one. And then Crick Hollow and Laurelin, I think, definitely follow up with that with a lot of music on their own. But it seems like, yeah, it's so funny because you'll see a band, they'll be on like a server, and then they'll create their characters on another server so they can also be involved in other events and stuff. It's cute. I've also played on Brandywine, which is a US server. They're very endgame focused, that server is. I spend time these days on Anor, where I talked about that a little bit earlier, where I really enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying the legendary server experience. Oh, hey, do you want to dash? Dash. Cool. Only 8,500 meters. So technically my stream is over in like 10 minutes, but I don't know. I figure Well, how much longer do you think it would take us to get there? At least 15 minutes? I mean, we could just keep going if it's not going to be more than like half an hour. I've only got so much energy in me to infinity and beyond. Although I am drinking a chai tea, that's giving me a little bit of energy, so that's good. So I would say fire, like, kind of figure out, if I start a what? Oh, another giveaway. Oh yeah, let's do another giveaway. Okay, we'll do another giveaway. We're gonna keep running as chickens. If you want to stick around, please do. We'll do another 100 Lotro points because I love giving away Lotro points. Okay, so I'm gonna reset that giveaway in case I haven't already. And I'm gonna open the giveaway. So this will be for 100 Lotro points. You must be present to win. So when we draw in half an hour, so at 20 past the hour, at 20:20, no, it'll be 21:20 for us by then. We will draw then for 100 Lotro points, and yeah, you must be present to win. So there you go. So go ahead and put yourself in the raffle if you are interested in 100 Lotro points. Awesome. I'm sorry, it's like there's been pollen in the air recently, and it got, like, there was a big woof of it that got into the house, like, I don't know, a couple days ago, and it's just like, oh. Of course, I say that every week, don't I? Like, my nose is itchy every week. So yes, if you want to be in the raffle, type !raffle, and that will get you in the raffle. MooBot will send you a little whisper to let you know. You can only enter once, but if you enter it, try to enter it multiple times, it'll just give you the first whisper. It won't whisper again. So yeah, so fire, I would say, you know, kind of look around, I guess, see what people think of their server. Oh yeah, I was going to go through what the ones I play. Okay, so Ithil is closing, so you don't want to go there. Anor is the legendary server, and it's a really good group on Anor. Like, it's, people take care of each other, but it is a smaller group, and so I would say that might not be the best first server, you know, to start with. So if you're in the EU, I would say, yeah, Laurelin. What are the EU servers? I used to have this written down, actually. EU is Laurelin, Evernight. Could load up a launcher? No, because then I wouldn't be a chicken. I have it right here. I was trying to do research back at the time, because when we first started playing, we were on Brandywine, because that's where Affodil had started, like, back at the beginning, and then had taken a long break. But then I started learning that there is EU and US servers. So I was like, oh, well, hey. Okay, so the EU servers are Evernight, Laurelin, Guahir, Belgier, and Cyranon. That's why I don't remember the other ones. Because Guahir is a German-speaking server. I suppose you could go there and speak English, but it's a German server. So if you're fluent in German, that might be an awesome place to go. If you are fluent in German and want to role play, Belgier is your place, because that's what that one is, German role playing. And Cyranon is the French server. So Hobnanigans did end. Yeah. Unfortunately, Hobnanigans is like a long weekend. Oh, and let me finish off real quick. Okay, so the US servers are Arkenstone, which is kind of like Oceanic, so that's more like your Australia and other people of that area, the Oceanic area. Other US servers include Brandywine, Crick Hollow, as Ponton pointed out, Gladden, and Landreval. Landreval, I mentioned earlier, is very big on music stuff. And role-playing is encouraged there also, but it's not, we're definitely a little bit more hardcore on role-playing here on Laurelin than they are on Landerval. So, yeah. Oh, speaking of when are things happening, let's see, is there a festival schedule? That's schedule of streamers. Oh, good, thank you. Oh, let me try that then. Did that not show? Well, if it didn't show up, there you go. It's twice now if it did go in there. So that's the Lotro event schedule. Basically, Cordovan has a a post on, done, has a post on the Lotro forums, and he just updates that periodically. So for me, because I like to stream about the festivals, so that's something we haven't even talked about there, Fire, is that there's festivals, there's events. And those are also very lighthearted, fun events. And you can also get a ton of experience for your characters, maybe unintentionally, but there you are. So coming up, starting next stream for me, so next Thursday, the 17th, will be my next stream. And we will be into the Midsummer Festival. So that's exciting. I'm very excited about the Midsummer Festival. I really like that one. Last year was the first year of the Midsummer Festival, so this will be year number 2 of it. And I'm quite curious to see, what changes they make, what's the same, to see if my pathing still works or if I come up with some better ways to do it. And it takes place in Minas Tirith, which is, unusual because almost all the other festivals take place around the Shire, around the Party Tree, or around Bree, or the Bree Festival grounds near Bree in Breeland. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm kind of like, that's gonna be good. So we've got 3 weeks in a row that we'll be doing Midsummer Festival. And then we hit middle of July, and currently there's nothing on the schedule for that. Although, what I didn't do is I didn't update, let me open this up. I didn't update when Hobnanigans is, because Hobnanigans did get added to the schedule. It was not on the schedule previously through this end of the year. So do we have a Hobnanigans in July? Oh yeah, we do. We have a Hobnanigans July 5th. So it's every 2 months now for the rest of the year. So we'll have one in, oh no, that's August, not July. Can't read a calendar. So we'll have one in August, and then September, so then October, there should be one, and then one in December. Yep. So Hobnanigans is every other beginning of the month through the rest of the year. So that's cool. Hello, Ski. Welcome to the chat. We're doing a raffle or giveaway of 100 Lotro points. So if you want in on that, you type !raffle into the chat. You must be present to win, and we're going to draw that at 20 after the hour. So yes. So in the meantime, we are chickening about. We are zooming through Middle Earth. We are currently in the Trollshaws, which is always a wild place for me to quest because, as you may have noticed, I tend to kind of keep my camera angle up a little bit so I can see what's going on, or maybe across like the top of a head. But, oh yeah, dash, ready? Dash. But when you're running through the Trollshaws, if you keep your camera up like this, you end up running into the trees constantly. And so, and we're on the road and I'm running into that. So it's, yeah, this place always is interesting because I have to bring my camera down and it changes things up quite a lot for me. So it's a different experience running through the Trollshaws. It looks like Middle Earth DoorDash. The trolls do not get my chickens. No, no, no. They do not have chicken for dinner. Oh, and there's a big troll. Luckily, we know how to go around the troll. Oh, and there's another one. Wow, it's like Troll City. Oh, and I can't even look at them to see if I need them for a deed. It doesn't count because I'm a chicken. There are Slayer deeds in the game. So, like defeat 50 trolls or something like that. And then once you do that, it's like, okay, well done. Do the advanced version, defeat 100. I'm like, okay. And then as you get further and further on in the game, sometimes it's like, defeat 200. Good job. Now defeat 400. You're like, oh my goodness. That seems like it'll take a while. The chickens ordered trolls. Yeah, we got 2 of them. They delivered. Yeah, so through the rest of the year, I will be doing Hobnanigans and Midsummer Festival. We've got Farmer's Fair in August. We've got a 1-weekend Tale of the Shipwrecked Mariner. And now that there are more ports, it makes me wonder if they're going to do something different with that. But if not, it'll be the same. If it's the same, then it's a really small, cute, little, quick storyline. And if you've already done it before, if they don't add any new cosmetics to it, which I would expect they probably would not, unless they revamp that whole thing. But it's kind of, the idea is it's kind of in line with Talk Like a Pirate Day, so it's a little nod to that. It's a little silly. Oh, would you like to dash? Dash. Zoom. Let's see, and then also in September we have Baggins' birthday. There's another cute little storyline with that where they send you around and you learn some stories. Then we have a buried treasure event. That just happened. There'll be a redo of that in September, end of September. So if you didn't get all the stuff you wanted to get, you've got time. And then Harvest Math will be in October, also known as Harvest Festival. It's got like 4 different names, depending on, you know, whether you're a hobbit or a human or an elf or a dwarf. They call them all different names. It's kind of funny. It's cute. It's a cute nod, I think, to the way that Tolkien would have different names for things based on whether it was, you know, who had named it. And you, in fact, there's a storyline that happens here in the Trollshaws where you're up at, I think it's Eckhead Candleth, and she's like, hey, yeah, go, you know, there's this place that I'm reading about, and boy, you know what, that kind of reminds me of this other place that I know. Oh, I wonder if that was the old name for it, and this is the new name for it. You know, like she's able to track the progression of naming, and I think that's another nod to Tolkien and his choices, his word choices like that. Wow, Ginger, you are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, normally it takes a while to go through here because, as you may be noticing, there's a lot of little things up here that would happily nom on a chicken. So normally you kind of have to weave and you kind of pause and you wait for something to path out of the way. And then like this, you know, you might wait for it to go a different way. And so you're like swinging really wide around it. And then of course, you know, we swing really wide towards the wall to get around that one. Yeah, this is fantastic. Ginger is doing a great job. So you can do these chicken quests without an escort. You really can. It does take a little bit more time and patience, and because you need to be paying a lot of attention in areas like this to where's your pathing, be prepared to dash if you get noticed, be prepared to do, you know, to be a possum if you have to. So you got to be a little bit more on top of things. Can't be just like, you know, having a casual chat like we are here today. So, but you can do it like we are doing with Ginger, who has graciously jumped in to join us. So this is another thing I love about the game. Like, Ginger is obviously familiar with chicken questing. And so when we were jumping around, because I don't know if you noticed, but so like Affidil's name has a little tilde in front, you know, the little wiggle in front of their name. And that is basically an indication that we are in session play. But because our session play happens in the world, other characters can see us. As you can see, Ginger can see us. So it's really cool because, you know, we can't talk to them and they can't talk to us because we're in that session play. We can only interact with the chickens in terms of like our chatting. And we can't even post like in world chat. We can't send instant messages. Like we're somewhat restricted in how much conversation we can have when we're a chicken, as rightly so, you know, because a chicken would not be like sending an email off to a hobbit, for example. That would seem a little weird. Yes. So all this chatter that Affidil and I are doing, only the two of us are able to see it, and anybody else who is in this chicken session would be able to see it with us. So Ginger is just blindly following us and anticipating our needs without us being able to communicate those to them, which I think that's fantastic. So yeah, it is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome that we can do this together without having to speak, without conversation happening between us. Okay, so we are gonna go for another, well, we're definitely gonna keep chickening on until we get to the Carrock. And we are, or if we get defeated. If we get defeated, I might just call it good. But we are going to give away 100 Lotro points. And the current plan is to give those away at 20 past the hour. So Affidil, don't let us get defeated before then. Pardon me a minute. Oh, itchy, itchy, itchy nose. Okay, let's see if that helps. So yes, it is not a chicken platter. No, 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 no. No eating the chickens. Naughty. Here, have some waffles instead. There you go. You can eat some waffles. No chicken, waffles only. Uh, sweet and sour sauce. I mean, if you want sweet and sour sauce to go with your waffles, enjoy. But you are not having chicken. No chicken for you. All right, so we are coming up on the top where we are entering Rivendell, the Rivendell Valley. So we have a sentinel over here and a sentinel over there. And most of the time, people don't find themselves coming this way. So that's one of the things, another reason why I like doing the chicken adventure and doing the Bilbo, sorry, not the Bilbo, not the actual Bilbo, doing the Bingo Boffin adventure, because Bingo takes you into here. Oh, yeah, dash. Okay, sure. Ready, go. Bingo Boffin has you go and talk to that sentinel at the top of the hill. Otherwise, most of the time, people just take a stable in or have a hunter, you know, plop them in, whatnot. So, oh no, Ginger got hurt on the way down. You should follow the path of the chicken. Now, the nice thing about entering Rivendell Valley is that there's no baddies in here to hurt us. We're safe for the moment. Aside from falling damage, like if we were to like fall off the edge, yeah, that would be bad. That could defeat us, and then that would be the end of our adventure, and we'd have to start all over. So that would be annoying. Yeah, the bagels command doesn't work. Your kinship lives in Rivendell, in case you happen to see crazy Noldor. Awesome. Here comes Ginger, riding on a boar. So that's a boar mount that became available a couple of expansions ago, it feels like. Maybe it was the last big expansion. Yeah, it was the War of the Three Peaks expansion. You could get boar mounts from that, so that's kind of funny. Look at that little thing. Isn't that so cute? It's a funny idea. So yeah, if you are an elf who likes to role play, here on Laurelin, occasionally elves will get together in the Hall of Fire, which is inside the last homely house there. And I can't remember what night, like Wednesday nights maybe. It's on the forums. It's on. There's a couple of websites out there for the role playing community. So there's the Brambleberry Gazette. There's the Laurelin Chronicles, I think, or Archives. Ooh, I forgot the name of it now. Ready to dash? Go. Can't remember the name of it now. Let me see if I can. I'm not sure if I'll remember it. Oh yeah, okay. I think it is the Laurelin Archives. Yeah, that's it. And it's a role-playing, a place where you can like enter in. Yeah, thank you, lady. You can like put stories on there. Like if you write stories about your character, you can, you know, put them on there, and you can mark like how your character is connected to other characters and things like that. I started 2 characters on the Laurelin Archives, and I was using the same login and password for both of them. And it somehow, I know you're supposed to be able to do that, but it just I can't log in anymore. I don't know why. It messed it up somehow. So I haven't logged in in a long time. And I just check the Brambleberry Gazette most of the time for whatever's, you know, for things that are happening. Because I'm usually doing Hobbity things. I'm not as active with any of the other role-playing races there. But it is cool how much there is. Oh, we were talking about plugins earlier. I should do the plugins thingy. Hang on, so plugins. So there are plugins. Now, there is no need to use plugins at all. They are totally optional. They are not by SSG. They are, yes, they're optional but fun. They are basically at one point SSG put out some of the Lua, which is basically it's coding stuff, right? I'm not a programmer, but I know enough to be dangerous. I understand enough to be dangerous, I should say. So anyway, so SSG or Turbine at the time put out the Lua. I'm pretty sure it was under Turbine's time, and so people can take the information and create a plugin, and that plugin is able to say, oh, okay, I have access to knowing what's in your wallet or what's in your bag, or how much reputation you have with the various reputation factions, and things like that. So I use a bunch of plugins. I know, it's funny, I don't have, of course I can't have deed tracker because there's no deeds that chickens get credit for, right? So I have deed tracker that I use a lot. Yes, ready to dash, go. Oops, I dashed. I don't think you did. Nice. I use, because we're talking about the role-playing servers and stuff, I do use Songbook, which is a great way to keep track of the music, songs that you have, and you press M, it puts you into music mode, which you have to be in order to play music, and then this arrow allows you to start the music playing. You pick whatever song you want to do, and you can arrange things in any way you want. Like I've created all these different folders because that's what works for me. You can play together in groups where you synchronize. So basically it's like, I go into music mode and then I sync with Affodil. And then when Affodil says go, then we both start playing at the same time. And that's how you can get bands to play together. It's so clever. It's so clever. Yeah, there's always an audience for plugins. You know what? That's an interesting point. Yeah, because B414 has been talking about maybe doing a stream just talking about the plugin development that he's doing, and we were like, I think people would enjoy that. I think there would be an audience for that. Yeah, see, already you've got 2 people in the chat who would watch. You're asking about Lore Master and Runekeeper. So I don't have strong opinions on those, on whether they are support or damage classes. Other people have very strong opinions about those. And hopefully maybe in the chat some people will tell you their opinions. I have played, let's see, my first character was a champion. So very melee based. My second character was a minstrel, so healer and ranged. Then I tried a lore master, and then I tried a burglar, and then somewhere along the line, then I tried a hunter. Might have been hunter, might have been next. And I found that I really love playing a hunter. Yeah, B414 is loving minstrels. Like, that is just really hitting their sweet spot. For me, it's been hunters. I am just absolutely loving playing a hunter. There's just everything about it just really connects for me, and it makes a lot of sense for me. So when I played the Lore Master, there's a lot you can do with the Lore Master because their pets are so strong. And their pets can do different things, and you can have one pet at a time. So like you could have a lynx, just like the ones we're passing by here, and they have like stealth abilities and all sorts of stuff they can do. You could have a bear. The bear makes a great tank. You can have out a bog guardian, kind of like the ones we just passed as well. Those tall, spindly looking guys. They are great for DPS. You can have a raven. Each animal has kind of a different specialty, and so then you can specialize in the different way that makes sense for you. So Gartzis loves to play Warden and Hunter. Epic Ugar's got some opinion there. Lore Master is a damage class and some support, and Rune Keepers are damage and heals. So there you go. There's an opinion for you. I have started 1 or 2 Rune Keepers, and their play is really interesting because you've got, it's like a spectrum. And when you do things that give you, you know, like that charge up one side, it kind of uncharges the other side. And so if you want to damage, you're just like charging the damage, but that means you can't heal. But then like say you want to heal, you have to charge your healing side up. And then there's like, you have an ability where you can like set it back to 0, and then kind of going the other way. And it's really quite interesting. Like there's a lot you can do. But I haven't not engaged because then I got back to playing a hunter again, and I'm like, I'm just going back to my hunter because I'm having so much fun. Then I made a high elf hunter, and I'm just like mind blown, loving the high elves. When they jump up in the air and then come down, if you're still moving in a forward progression, they do this really cool tumble. They have a resurrection skill. I mean, it's only once every half hour, but still, like, I could have a high elf hunter with a res skill. Like, so cool. So, yeah, I just you can tell I love hunter. Silly Juan enjoys playing Runekeeper. Yeah. So there was a person we were playing with over on Brandy, and he was playing. He had a Runekeeper. And man, he just was so good with that Runekeeper. It just blew my mind. And of course, he probably would be like, I don't know what I'm doing. But maybe because he was like, pretty high level compared to my low level characters or something. But I really thought it was neat watching what a Runekeeper can do. So there's some neat stuff to be had there. So you have not really fallen in love with the melee or the physical damage type classes. I found that was the case for me with playing my champion, because Affadil was playing a hunter, and I was playing a champion, and so I'd be like, run up, go to hit, and the hunter's already killed it. Okay, go to the next one. Oh, okay, got it. Run, go to hit. Oh, the hunter's already killed it. So I didn't find my groove with him. So you're more into mages, Runekeepers, lore masters. They're different from casual mages. You've seen some videos. Okay, cool. I would say give something a try. A Runekeeper is kind of like a mage. A minstrel maybe has some of those same qualities. Yeah, it's hard to say. And they're always because they're always introducing new content, and and people learn how to do things differently. Like, after a while, people are like, hey, if we did this together, man, we could really like boom on these big bad guys. And so the developers are always like changing things up a little bit in order to provide enough of a challenge to the players. And then there's always situations, well, it seems like, it's really hard. Like, how do you balance, how many different classes are there? Like 8, 9? I don't even know anymore. 10, maybe? Yeah, so how do you balance 10 different classes in a way that none of them feel like they're stronger than any other by a significant amount, but yet none of them feel underpowered, and yet all of them feel different and unique. It's a really interesting balancing game to play. Like I'm big into board games, and most board games are set up so that everybody is equal, right? You all have access to the same money at the beginning, or resources or whatever. You all have access to the same board. You have access to the same cards if there's cards to draw from, or whatever. Everything is relatively even, and there are a couple of board games out there where it is asymmetric. So like Root is an asymmetric game where there's 4 different factions in the base game to start off. And each one of them, or Scythe also, each one of them is very different from the next. Like in Root, you have one of the factions is like a collection of birds, and they can, they do things as a group really well. Or you have another faction that is a solo character, like you have one piece on the board, and that piece does very specific things. Or you have, so like each of the factions functions so completely differently from every other faction. And how do you balance that, and how do you maintain that balance? And then, explode that out, and they did a very good job with Root, by the way, and Scythe. And then how do you explode that out into a world that is dynamic and changing, where they're adding new stuff all the time, and there's people who are like, figuring out ways to almost break your system, right? Like that's kind of what they're trying to do all the time is, well, how can I get better? How can I undo that, how can I be better than the last people who did this? How can I be the best? You've got people that's kind of what they're trying to do. So there's always class balancing. That's the TLDR there. There's always class balancing. So even if you have, a runekeeper or a lore master or a champion or a hunter or whatever, and you're like, they're the best class ever, they do the most damage of anybody or the most healing of everybody or whatever, like something else might come along, some other change might come along that might adapt that in the future. So yes, reminder, we are doing a raffle. We're drawing here, in like a minute. So if you want in on this raffle, we are drawing for 100 Lotro points, and Hunter's the best class ever, right? Okay, it's my favorite. Yes, 100 Lotro points must be present to win. Type !raffle into the chat. And the reason why we're doing that is we are celebrating Hobbit birthdays. So Hobbits give things away on their birthdays, so I'm giving things away. Oh, good. Thank you for putting out the thing about the Ithil server. That the Ithil server is closing. So for those of you who are not new to the game, Ithil, the legendary server, twinned with Anor. Ithil is closing, Anor is not. And you can transfer your characters off of Ithil for free to anywhere. Any server you like. Any of the open servers, I guess I should say. Don't transfer to a server that doesn't exist. That'd be a bad choice. You can also transfer off of Anor, but it will cost you. So transfers cost, usually, but because Ithil is closing, those transfers are free right now. So, yeah. So if you've ever wanted to start a character on a legendary server and then transfer it somewhere else, I guess you could do that, like, today. That'd be very strange. Be a funny way to do it. So, yeah, all your storage. Wow, that's kind of freaky. Yeesh, that's a mess. Oh, I have to go through. Okay. So, and then like Bjornings, those are a newer class. They can do DPS. I guess not that new, but whatever. But they can DPS. So they can, and they can tank, and they can heal. Like they have three very distinct things. Well, and you can mix and match them up as well. So I mean, it's wacky. Uh-oh, I don't see Jinjar with us anymore. We may have to be careful. Oh no, I see a firework. Hey, we just passed a grouse. That's so funny. Was that like a nod to chickens running through here? So this is wild. We haven't been up here yet in the storyline. So this is exciting. I mean, I've been to the Bjorning house because I started a Bjorning. I started two, actually. Because I started the first one, and then after I got my new armor, I threw away my old armor, the starting armor, and then I realized that that's like one of the best cosmetics in the game is the Bjorning stuff. So I had to start a second character so that I could get the outfit. And then once I started a character, I mean, I can't just delete her. So I have two Bjornings, but the second one, she doesn't really do much. She just kind of hangs out. Because that's how it goes. Oh, okay, we're gonna do this drawing. All right, so Affodil, don't kill us, because I'm not paying attention. All right, that's the wrong page. This is the right page. Okay, we're gonna close this giveaway. And we're gonna give away 100 Loach points. 11 people who entered who want those points, because points are cool. You want points. And the winner is, drumroll. Wait a minute, you won the title earlier, didn't you? I don't know how to fix that. I can redraw? Okay. Because we try to just make sure that people get, wait, you know, I don't have the spreadsheet in front of me. Did they won earlier today, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna redraw. Yeah, we're gonna, I try to make sure that it's fair, that you only win one time on my stream per stream, if that makes sense. So if you're not happy about that, take it up with me and we'll chat later. Send me a message if you want. I'll try and get you a chicken or something if you like. There we go. That's somebody who hasn't won yet today. Okay, thanks, Garces. Thanks for being cool about it. So I have more Lotro point codes to give away in the future, so we'll try and do this a little more often, like during the non-festival weeks. So, right? All right, so Bone Line. Bone Line is our listed winner. Okay, so we're gonna pause for a second. So, Bone Line, there you are. Thank you. You're welcome. So, B414 is going to send you a whisper with a code. And then you just go to the Lotro store, which the button would be down here if you're not a chicken. And that will bring up the Lotro store. And over on the side, it says enter code. And that's where you will enter this code that, that B414 is sending to you. Chickens are this brave, then call me a chicken. That's right. Chickens are brave. We're off in the Vales. It's like crazy. We're crazy chickens. Okay, off we go. Oh, should we dash? You want to dash? Yeah? I'm dashed. Cool. This is so pretty. And I have it on low graphics right now. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait till we come out here again. I've seen Cord out here with some things too. Cordovan. Cordovan is the, yeah, heel mooi. Is the, sorry, I'm totally distracted by the landscape. To the left. We'll see a carrick. Oh, we're going to a big pointy thing out there. Okay. Well, neato. Well, hey, person. We just passed a keeper of the pass. Oh, does that mean we run into fewer scary things? First one was cross the river. Okay. Oh, so anyway, so Cordovan is the SSG community manager. He streams here on the official Lotro channel on Fridays at noon Eastern time. He is like the only SSG employee who streams regularly on this channel. The rest of us are just volunteers. We're fans. We just, we're playing, and we might as well share all this fun stuff that we're doing with the rest of you. Why not, right? Yeah, so if you ever want to know, like, what's the scoop, what's the news, what's happening in the world, Cordovan's Friday stream is a great one to pay attention to. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, we were just talking about the market. There we go. 2 sets of information for you. Boom, boom. So I am Little Redhead 42. So hi. Oh, actually, what's the list of everybody? Is it roster? No. Is it? What's the thing? We have a list of all of us, and it has our social media goober goober schmoober. So I'm Little Redhead, and that is the link to my Twitch channel. I also have a website, Life Beyond the Shire, and lifebeyondtheshire.com. I have a Twitter, which is @BeyondShire. Oh, thanks, Uger. I knew it was somewhere in the second half of the alphabet. Oh, cool. So we're getting into the Bjorning area. Look how pretty this is. So yeah, I remember Cordovan was out here streaming one day, and he was running around, and I was looking at some of what he was running around in. It's so pretty out here. So good. There you go. So you can check out everybody who's on the schedule. That roster there will list out everybody who is a Lotro streamer, and then it gives you at least one of our social media things. I think it usually gives us our Twitter, and then I try to make sure in my Twitter it has the information about my other stuff. But yeah, so I take these videos and I cross-post them onto my YouTube channel, and then also onto my my website, because sometimes it can be a little hard to search for a particular video within Twitch. So I just go ahead and make sure it's out there and easy and available for people if they want to see it in the future. So And then I also have other stuff, but there we are. Okay, yes, let's dash. Zoom. Yeah, so that's what's my Twitch. Thank you for following me. I appreciate that. So like I said, I really enjoy the festival stuff, and so we are going to totally jam on the festival for the next couple weeks. It's going to be so good. So good. Yes. So, okay, and then I did put a link to, oh, that's the expansion. What's this week's deals? Now, every week, SSG, Standing Stone Games, puts out like, the sales of the week, and that changes over. Like the new sales get listed generally on Thursday, sometimes while I'm streaming actually, and there'll often be a little overlap between the old sales and the new sales, and so that's on Thursday. So a lot of times you can see the sales. Did that post? Okay, cool. Looks like Mubot. I can see it. Hopefully everybody else can see it. That this week's sales that are there. Okay, cool. So I think it was like steeds and I forget what else was on sale. I always try to keep an eye out for when like the port skills come on sale, because even though on this character I'm a hunter, oh, you can't see my travel skills because I'm a chicken. So milestone skills and return to skills, like return to home or whatever, their baseline is 1 hour for the cooldown on that, which is a long time if you want to use it more than once an hour, which, often you are going places. So I love to buy the cooldowns to get it. So there's one set of cooldowns that takes all of your return to skills down by 30, and another one that takes your milestone skills down to 30. And so basically if you get all the cooldown skills, if you buy them all, it's like 2 or 3 that you have to buy, but it gets everything down to 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, 5 minutes is fantastic, because often if you're like questing somewhere and then you set a milestone in the city, and then you go and you get, and they're like, okay, can you go back to the city and tell so-and-so that you did the thing? So you're just like, milestone, and it's 5 minutes later, it's cooled down, it's ready to go. It's a great time saver. So that is a choice that it was pointed out to me early on when we were playing. And because I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay the extra money that it costs for Swift travel. Oh, I don't want to pay for this, I don't want to pay for that. And it was like, well, you can trade time for money. Which do you want? Do you want to spend the extra coin in the game? Or do you want to spend the time traveling? Like, you get to make those choices. So I was like, oh, okay. And you know what? Money in the game is free, basically, right? Like, you can, hit things and they get you money. So, that works out nicely. So Gartsis, I was going to ask you, what server do you play on? Because I'll see if I can like send you a little gift in game or something. See if I can come up with something to say thank you for being cool about the drawing and the winning, not being a winning hog. That was very good. That was nice of you. I appreciate that. All right. So let's see. We are getting close, right? We are getting so close. So we're trying to get over to here, which is up, right? It's up somewhere. And Jinjar, thank you so much. You have helped make this journey go faster. I have no doubt about that. Dash, yes, I'm ready. Ready? Dash. Dash debate. You're on Laurelin also. Awesome. I know, right? It's a good server. It's such a good server. I really like it here. I feel bad sometimes when there's people who are like, I can't quite find where my home is. I'm like, oh, keep looking, because you'll find it. You'll find a good place, I'm sure. It took me a while. But then once I did, and I'm pretty happy about it. Okay, wow, we're getting next to... Oh, are we going up those stairs? Okay. We're not sure if we have to go up the stairs. Being closer to large fellow feathers fills you with pride. Oh, That's so cute. Okay, now it says we have to find the Bjorning house. Our thing changed. The Vales of Anduin is a lovely place. Well, I can't argue with that. All right, well, I think we saw... Did we see the Bjorning house? There it is. You don't know what you'll do when Anor closes? Anor's not going to close. They're not going to close Anor. Not anytime soon. I don't think. I think there's too many people who really love it there. And I think part of the reason why they're closing, maybe eventually. I mean, everything closes eventually. Heat, death of the universe and everything. I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting question, though, because, I mean, what is Anor's trajectory? Like, when Anor catches up to live, are they just going to let it continue to be live? Like, stay with Cap? Yeah, see, the Cap keeps changing. Like, the Cap will continue to change, and I don't know. Yeah, so that's the question, is are they going to catch Anor, the legendary server, up to where live is, because we're currently at 130 on live servers and 105 on the legendary server. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do during the heat death of the universe either. Wouldn't that be cool if I was still alive then? Well, or not, depending on how you look at it. It'd be cool if I live an extremely long life, long enough to see the heat death of the universe if it's far, far away in the future. Not so good if it's soon. So there we go. Oh, okay, so this is starting to look like, oh my gosh, did you see there was a walking tree over there? A Vale Huron. Oh my. I guess that makes sense. This is a very tree-ish area. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't imagine that they're planning to close Anor anytime soon. The way that Cordovan was talking about it, it really sounded like, I mean, you have to kind of, I don't know, take intent and read between the lines and whatnot, I think. But it felt to me like what he was saying is they had Anor and they were happy with that. And there were so many people that they opened up Ithil for the overflow, in a way, to make that work. And then basically there was no need for overflow. And so combining it back to being just Anor makes sense. It seems like that was kind of like their original intent. So, I don't know. I can't imagine them closing Anor anytime soon. I hope they just leave it open for us for a long time, because it's a good place. Yes, let's dash. Zoom. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say this field looks familiar from when I was doing Bjorning stuff, right? Yeah, there's the Bjorning house. So we just have to find our way into the into the front gate. Well, I think we're getting close. Well, this is cool. I have not actually done there and Bawk again. So this has been cool, and thank you guys for joining me on this. And by guys, I mean all y'alls. A bear that does not eat chickens is a good bear indeed. Hey, oh my gosh, now we have to go to Lake Town. We're not done. Uh-oh. I have a feeling this may be. I know, but if we're following the path of Bilbo, like, Bilbo goes a lot of places yet. Like, do we have to walk back to the Shire? No. Go to Lake Town. I feel like we're not going to be done with this soon. I don't know. Call it a hunch. I feel like I should go check the wiki. There and Cluck again. Anyway, I was going to say thank you all for joining me on this adventure of There and Bawk again, because this is, this is fun, and I'm enjoying it, except for the part where it's like, and now there's more. All right, I'm going to the internet. Da, da, da. Let's see. Does it not tell me? It doesn't tell me. Oh wait, maybe it's in the instance. Oh, maybe that's where it is.
We're going to Lake
Lake Town, and then Erebor, I'm hearing. Okay, so here we go. There's 5 places that we go for this. So we got to the Carrick. Being closer to large fellow feathers fills you with pride. That was pretty sweet. Bjorning House, a bear that does not eat chickens is a good bear indeed. Absolutely agree. Then we're going to Lake Town. And then to Erebor to see if there's a dragon. What? Oh. Pretty. It's a very LV place. Oh. Mirkwood. I hear that place is scary. The trees move. Trees don't like people. Are we okay because we're not a people? Don't stray off the path. Okay. I will not stray off the path. You want to dash? Okay, let's dash. Oh, y'all, I'm getting tired. Remember that part a couple hours ago where I said I didn't sleep well last night? All right, so we're going to Lake Town. Then we're going to Erebor to check for the dragon. And then we're going to the throne under the mountain. Then that completes there in Bawk again. Okay, fine. Yeah. I know Anor isn't closing any. Well, as far as we know, Anor isn't closing anytime soon. I mean, I guess the reason that people are worried is because if they're closing Ithil, then why aren't they closing Anor? Like that kind of thing. But my hope and my thinking is that they're going to leave Anor going for a while. Especially now that you can transfer off of it, it makes me wonder if people won't use that as a way to like go in, create a character, get titles and stuff, and then transfer to a live server. Because it used to be that like the cloaks, like there's certain cloaks that you can get where there's a hooded version and it's only available on the legendary server. So like if people are completionists and want to do that, like that's the only way they'd be able to do it. So they would have to go to Anor, create a character, get to having that item, and then transfer it off to live. See, so yeah, we're in a very dangerous place. I agree. This seems like a very dangerous place to me. They got these like giant stalks of asparagus on the side. It's kind of what they look like. Black squirrels and giant asparagus. What is this place? That's a creepy place, man. Only 4,000 meters to Lake Town. Oh my gosh. Oh, so before I forget, because I totally forgot, I was going to show y'all where I am on some crafting projects. So this blanket finished a while ago. Oh, we're going to dash. Hang on. Okay. Dash. Okay, I have dashed. So yes, this blanket finished a while ago. So I don't think that's not new news. This blanket is getting close to finished. I still need some stuff for the edge. I'm working on creating the border. And so the local yarn shop has some yarn that's coming in. And yeah, so I'm just waiting on that. I think she says it's going to be in like middle of next week. So, depending on how adventurous I am on next Wednesday, I might have this done by the stream on Thursday. I might not. We'll see. It'll probably be done, though, before we move. And we're moving in like 2 months. So it'll be done before that. But I did finish this one. So this is a scarf that I'd been working on. Well, I finished the scarf in like a short period of time, but the fringe I hadn't done. And I had been debating long and hard on what to do about the fringe because I didn't like the options that were, yeah, I just didn't like what I had in the house. And so check it out. It's got like cute little paw prints. And so it's like paw prints climbing up the thing. Uh-oh, what's wrong? Did I get stuck? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's the scarf. And then finally I did put some fringe on there. So you can see the fringe on the scarf. And I haven't decided if I like it like this or if I'm going to put knots at the end or if I'm going to trim it shorter and make it shorter fringe. Like, it may still yet evolve. We'll see. So, yeah. But there we go. So that one is I'm calling it done for now. I mean, you know, it's provisionally done. Oh, here, I was going to lay it back out so hopefully you can possibly see the little paw prints because those are pretty darn cute. But the thing I've been currently working on, and this is bringing me a lot of joy, is I'm making a shawl because there are cool nights sometimes, just not right now. But it's called Goldberry. And the pattern is amazing. Like the person who wrote the pattern out came up with, like, she'll talk about, it'll be like, this row is, across Buckleberry on Hobbit feet, or, trying to beat the 9 and whatnot. So, so this is as far as it is so far. We've passed the ferry, and I'm into Sam and Mary, and then Pippin are the names of the rows. It's so cute. So I really like, and I'm using one of those color changing balls, a color changing cake as they are called. So it's got a big hole in the middle because that's now here. So yeah, so these are the colors yet to come. So it's going to definitely be becoming more and more red. It's going to go from pink to a dark, deep red as we go along there. So that's my my new article of clothing that I am creating, and it's like I said, it's called Goldberry, which I just think is fantastic. So pretty neat. So there we go. Thought I'd want to share that with my fellow Lord of the Rings enthusiasts. All right, shall we dash again? Cool, dash. What's Firefoot? Was Firefoot one of the servers? You're saying that you didn't anticipate that Firefoot would be closing. Okay, in 2016. Yeah, that's before we started playing, I guess. I think we started 2019. It was like January in 2019, I think, is when we started. So a little over 2 years, like coming up on 2.5 years. Feels a lot longer though. So, and that's so funny though, because I know I've heard people talk about the different servers that closed, and so I thought I'd heard all of them, but Firefoot I hadn't heard. What's that a reference to, I wonder? I don't recognize that one off the top of my head. Estel, yeah, that one makes, I've heard of that word. Eldar, Nimrodel. I know people have talked about being on Nimrodel. And Silverlode. Oh, okay. Horse in Rohan, Firefoot. I really need to, I was listening to the books again, like listening to them while I was, doing other things, and then got distracted by things, and then the Eurovision happened, so we were watching Eurovision, and now we're listening to those songs all the time. Life is easily distracting. Sorry, I just was moving my window by mistake. That lagged me a little bit there. So I'm gonna, oh, I can't dash. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to you though. So, getting closer. Well, really glad Jinjar is here just in case, like, man, we could be in all sorts of trouble through here. Although, I mean, we're staying on the path, which is what you're supposed to do, right? Like, that's what I've been told. So, Eldar was a closed world, your old server. Yeah, you moved to Laurelin. Nice. We can see eyes? Eyes in the forest? That sounds scary. Yikes. Steed of Aomar. Oh, Firefoot was Aomar's? Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad that, because I did change servers with a handful of my characters. You're walking toward that boar, honey. Oh, you're walking in between things. I see. I see. I decided to move a bunch of characters off of Brandywine. Well, 3 actually, but it feels like a bunch when they're 2,500 each. Yes, I'm ready to dash. Go. But yeah, it was my choice, right? Like I didn't have to do it because the server was closing or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm really grateful that I got to be proactive in making that choice myself rather than having that choice like thrust upon me. It definitely has a different feel to it. So, yeah, yeah. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so we're still heading to Lake Town. Oh my gosh. All right, so here's your options. So we can keep running. Well, okay, we are going to keep running. We're going to finish there and Bawk again today, unless something bad happens. But we're going to keep this run of there and Bawk again going until we get to the end or are defeated. Like that's what I'm committing to. So you can keep following along if you like. I can keep this running, or we can go ahead and call this a day, and I'll catch you up on how it went next week. Because I know that we're coming on 3 hours here, and that is a long time. So yeah, and I know some of you had lives and things you probably want to go do. So you let me know in the chat whether you would like to, if you'd like me to keep streaming the silly chickening that we're doing, or if you'd like us to go ahead and we'll call it and catch you up on the next time. So let me know in the chat if you have a preference. It gets what? The road gets straighter now. Okay. Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of zigzagging. Okay, check out the map, I've been told. Oh, wow. That is a lot of zigzagging. Wow. Oh, we're in Aaron Lusgullen and the Dale Lands. Okay. I think... Yeah, we haven't come up this way yet either. Seems like we came up here for something. Probably something festival related. Probably something in the anniversary festival. Do a time compressed video? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could keep recording. I'll do that. I'll keep recording. We did do a time compressed video for one of the other ones, free range. And then just kind of slow it down right when you get to the objective and then speed it up on the in-betweens again. It's so funny. Okay, well, I will definitely keep recording then. And I hear I keep going in the streaming. All right. So you're all stuck with me yawning and and drinking and stuff. So there you go. I'm gonna have to get some chocolate or something. Don't yawn. The asparaguses are very exciting. I know they really do look like asparagus. I assume that's not their intention. But they really look like asparagus. Or Gus for short. That's like a cat's reference. Yeah, vague cat. Sometimes they call him just Gus. Oh, there's some water. I see a waterfall. So that's some active water over there. I'm like just mesmerized by what they have done with water in this game. Because my understanding is rendering water is hard. So either they have come up with some really cool layering, or maybe some advances were made in in how to render water in games. Oh, there we go, cleared up. Woo! Now we've been to Lake Town. Well, okay, not Lake Town proper though. And this isn't even Lake Town. Okay. It does look very elvy. Oh, yeah, okay. It's an elven trading post. Okay. But we went to Lake Town for like the bells. Like there's an instance where the bells of Lake Town happens. So we've been there for that, but I think we actually had to go there. It must have been a discovery thing. But a friend of ours is a 130 hunter, and she just like got us there, I guess. Well, look at all these elves. What are they doing out here? Oh, they're wood elves. Oh, it's Mirkwood, because we're near Mirkwood. Yeah, okay. I like that. Wood elf. What's your name? Wood elf. Okay. What about your friend over there? Wood elf. All right. Yes, go fill your sandwich cookies. Absolutely. That sounds yummy. We had kind of some leftovers for first dinner. Where we had some, so yesterday we had rice and salmon, and we had some leftover from that. So today we had mushrooms and onions, like some vegetables. So stirred up, fried some vegetables. Aphrodite did that part, and then added the rice and some of the salmon from yesterday, and so got that all stirred fried up together and heated up together. Yes, I'm ready to dash. I like this. This is like going to I just forgot the words. You know, the elven place in the treetops, but yeah, Karis Gladden, but without falling off. I like that. This is cool. We should hang out there more often. That's a cool place. I don't know if there's much going on there though, so it might not have a lot of reason to go hang out there. That'd be a cool like role-playing area for elves though. Go hang out with the wood elves. Only 800 meters to Lake Town. Now I don't see Jinjar. We may have lost Jinjar. Oh no, they're there. Okay, cool. So I was like, be careful. We may be on our own. Oh, those are dragon bits. Oh. It's been 50 years, of course, since Bawk hit the water in defeat. And apparently it's been like, that's all that's left are bones. That's a little creepy. I mean, I guess it's better than, you know, other stuff left on there. Still, that'd be even a little bit more gory. I mean, the game is, you know, what, PG-13 or something like that? But yeah, we don't need to get too gross, right? You had your lunch, you had chicken mini tacos. That sounds good. Yeah, that's one of the things being over here in Europe. So there's not a lot of Mexican food. I mean, you know, geographically that makes sense. So I got used to, because I'm celiac, and so tortilla chips are usually made with corn and often have only been salted. And so, you know, totally safe there, which is fantastic. So there's not a lot of, you know, just bags of tortilla chips over here. And so I find myself without one of my staples. But I mean, I've come up with other replacements. I mean, good grief. There's so many, yes, I will dash. There's so many like fresh fruits and vegetables. And I mean, the food here is just, there's a certain freshness to it. And things seem more flavorful here than they do in the US. Yeah, it's interesting. And I'm not the only person who's noticed that. Like I was watching a video from somebody the other day, and they've lived in both, you know, the U.S. and outside the U.S. and have also experienced that same thing. So that was kind of interesting. That's not just me. But I do miss, I miss the tortilla chips and like being able to just go buy a jar of, you know, pretty yummy salsa. Because I used to try and find like the unique salsas, not just like the giant brands. But okay, cool. A town on a lake. Is it Lake Town by any chance? Hey, best be on your way, as this seems a dangerous place for a chicken. Okay. Well, you don't have to tell us twice. We're out. Are you going to take us up there and then we're going to jump off? Okay, I would like laugh so hard if that defeated us. Thankfully, it was not a long jump, but yeah. So I got some corn tortillas that somebody, I don't know, she's got a connection, whatever. And so they come in like these 1 kilo sealed, you know, vacuum sealed containers, but they're frozen. And so I don't know if there's a way to thaw them without losing the integrity of them, but that's what keeps happening. So like I'll go, because I'll make like, you know, an enchilada or something. I was trying to make some baked enchiladas because it's really good. And I'd take the tortilla and I would fold it, you know, I fold them in half, and they break, and so I end up with like two halves. So that's not what I'm trying to accomplish. But and then I take some hamburger and like I'll cook that up and maybe put some put some tomatoes in with it. I'm growing a pot that I got from the grocery store that has like half spinach and half coriander. And then coriander is also cilantro. And so like I can peel off some of the cilantro leaves and put that in with the hamburger and stuff. And then the cheeses here are fantastic. So it's like I do, some hamburger and some tomato and some cheese, a little bit of cilantro, because the plant's still really young, so there's not a lot of cilantro. And you can get sour cream. It's in little teeny containers because they don't do them in giant containers like in the US, so that's hilarious. But yeah, if I want salsa, I'm gonna have to make it probably myself, and I'm not even sure if I should do that these days because I seem to be having issue with tomatoes. Like what is that all about? But they're giving me like heartburn and stuff. It's like, that's a bummer. So to the point where we found a pizza place here in town that delivers, and it has a gluten-free pizza crust that you can get. So I get a gluten-free pizza from there from time to time. So that's hilarious. It's called New York Pizza. So yes, I'm living in the Netherlands and I'm eating, pizza styled after US pizza. It's too funny. But they have crazy toppings. Like they had a shawarma pizza, things like that, tuna pizza. Like they're not necessarily, the toppings are not necessarily American sensibilities. So I appreciate that. Oh, that's very pretty. Wait, we already hit Lake Town. Wait, no, that's not. Oh, that's Dale. Oh, yeah. I get Dale and Lake Town mixed up. I keep thinking they're the same place, but they're not, are they? Maybe so is that where we were for the Bells? No, the Bells is in Lake Town. No, the Bells is in Dale. Okay. See? I just get them mixed up. So easy. I don't know why. Maybe I gotta go back and reread The Hobbit or something. Or not that they spend a lot of time, explaining these places in The Hobbit, but actually, I'm hoping the storyline takes us here. I would guess it does. And then it'll be like a little bit more solidified. No pineapple pizza? I could get pineapple pizza, if I wanted to. It's an option. I get corn on mine. That's pretty yummy. That's what I should put on those tacos. But again, like the tortillas, they just, So I put the whole thing in the oven and they get nice and crunchy, which I like. But it does make me sad that, they fall apart. So. Hello, Varden Lad A1980. Welcome to the chat. We are running around in the, currently we're out in the Dale Lands. And we are on our way over here to see if there's a dragon in the Lonely Mountain. And we are doing so as chickens, because, that's what you do. New York pizza is not bad. Pepperoni's good, but too garlic in their sauce. Not enough garlic in their sauce, you mean? Because I'm telling you, they say that they put garlic on the crust, but I don't taste it. I'm like, I need more garlic here. No, more. No, keep going. Okay, now we're getting close. But yeah, so anyway, so with the pizza that we've been getting, I've stopped getting a red sauce and I've been getting a white sauce on it because the pizza was, I was having trouble with the tomatoes. So that's really annoying because I really would like to have a tomato plant when we move. We're gonna have a little bit of a backyard now. And I'm looking forward I want to get some tomato plants and grow my own tomatoes and, keep growing more herbs and spices. And there's already mint at the house and rosemary. So that's kind of cool that those are already established. So it'll be harder for me to kill those. I say that because like the spinach was doing great and I moved it to a pot, from the little initial doodle, and it was doing great. And then the coriander caught up, and then I put them in the sun like it said you're supposed to, but I don't know, I guess it was too much. And now the spinach is barely there. So that makes me sad. So, but yes, we are, just to kind of recap what's going on here. We are playing Lord of the Rings Online. We are in session play where we went to Sanson's farm in the Shire, and the chickens and the rooster there, Bellina and George, are not happy about some things that are happening in Middle Earth, and they've sent us out to go and talk to various people and investigate things and see if we can find some help and see what we can learn while we're out here. So we are doing a session play from them called There and Bawk Again, where we have a total of 8 hours to accomplish this, and so far it's taken us not quite 2 hours. We're at like an hour and 40 minutes in, and we have gone already to, actually I'm gonna pull this back up. We have traveled to the Carrock, where we saw, we felt the presence of the giant eagles. We went and found the Bjorning house, where the Bjornings live, and they do not eat chickens. And we went to Lake Town, which was a dangerous place, and we got ourselves away from there. And now we're traveling to Erebor, the Lonely Mountain. And we're gonna go, no dragons here, hooray! That's a good thing. So lastly, our last objective for this quest is we are gonna go sit on the throne under the mountain. So hello, welcome to the chat. All right, so I'm just gonna say today is Thursday, and so those are your streamers today. I am Little Redhead, so hi. And French Girl Gaming was on in the middle of the night, for me, at least, because I'm in the Netherlands. So she's on like evening time Wednesday, but overnight Thursday, basically. And then Eldaleth little bit, will be on later on today. And then Epic Uger, who's been hanging out in the chat, will also be on later on today. I have gone in, and I am following you. Shall I dash? Okay. Dash. Zoom. Oh, nice. Synchronized dashing. So, we are chickens, and yes, mint takes over everything. I have heard that, Sillywan. Thank you for the yes, heads up on that in case I was not aware. And that's what makes me curious about this. Now, the current owners have only been there for like 3 years, and I think the mint is reasonably new because it hasn't taken over everything. Like the garden still has some, it looks like it's been maybe the last year or so, is just my guess on how long it's been that they've had the garden going. So yeah, we've been talking about this already, Affadil and I have been, about how I want to somehow modify the garden so that the mint is like, sequestered from everything else and doesn't take over the rest. So, yeah. So we just have to figure out how to make that work, because we just want to make sure that I don't take on a lot of ideas and a lot of projects and then get partway through them and be like, okay, I'm exhausted, never mind. And we're just going to leave this a mess. Now, that's not likely to happen. But no, mint tea. I love mint tea. That is one of my early memories of visiting the Netherlands. Was there was a trip, and it was end of December, and we got into Amsterdam. We flew into Amsterdam because that's where the international airport is, and we were taking a train out to this area of the Netherlands. Wait, we have to sit on a throne. Oh, we're about to finish here. Anyway, it was cold, it was rainy, I had mint tea, it was lovely. So there we go. The North Sea lashing upon me. Sitting will trigger the end. Okay. All right, but how do chickens, are we gonna lay an egg on this guy? Oh, well, time to go back home then. Oh, we don't even sit, we just show up. Hello, here, let's get a quick picture. Picture time. I got a quick picture. Awesome. I think I just took a picture of the loading screen. Whoops. I don't drink a lot of mojitos. But I do like mint tea. So I don't think I would drink mint tea every day, but it is nice for, settling my stomach and things like that. Because I don't know if it's like a side product of being celiac, or if that's just how it is, or if it's an entirely separate thing. But I have suffered from nausea throughout various points of my life. So yeah, having mint around is definitely a bonus. Okay, so we just completed There and Bawk again. Yeah, that was a weird dream. No kidding. Oh, I guess we don't have to tell him. It's done. Oh, interesting. And it's not an option anymore. So I should have a new title. And currently my title is Hobnanigans Major Leaguer. And I can change it to Wing Under the Mountain. Yeah. Sure. You have aided a chicken in the journey to the lonely mountain. Woohoo! Rock on! Yay! Yes, Ginger, thank you so much. I think we are done being chickens for the day. Yeah, I think our next just chicken sessioning will happen after the Midsummer Festival is done. So we're talking like, 4 weeks from now. So Ginger, thank you so much. You were a fantastic escort. I appreciate your help. We appreciate your help a lot. That was fantastic. So yes, thank you so much. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Earlier we chatted about plugins, and I just want to show everybody real quick that this is the deed tracker plugin that I didn't show you before because I didn't have it loaded on as being a chicken. But here you can track all the deeds that you have done, and it shows you deeds even that you haven't started. So unlike the deed tracker, the deed log, that's not the deed log, that's the deed log. So the in-game deed log, it shows you what you're working on, but it doesn't show you things you haven't started, like they're hidden. So the deed tracker is really cool because it shows me everything, whether it's started or not, all the hidden deeds, everything. Gives you percentages for the different areas. The tabs match up to the tabs in the in-game deed log, so that's pretty cool. I can actually check and see what my other characters on this server are also doing or have done. And it shows me in each area, like, how many Lotro points I still have that I can collect in the area. So like if I finish Enmity of the Spiders 3, that's going to give me 15 Lotro points. And it also shows me if there's any stuff I can get reputation with various people. So like over here in Lothlorien, for example, I have 8,000 reputation I could still get with the Galadrim, and it lists out how I could get that. So deed tracker, very cool, love it. And I posted a link in the chit chat with some of the recommended plugins that we on the stream team like to use, just in case you were like, what do you like? Well, there you go. There is a quick list for you. So, all right. Well, I am so glad that you all enjoyed this. I'm glad it was fun to watch. It's a very silly thing, and I just think it's hilarious. So that was fun. Yes, that last part did have you worried because it was a bit higher than you were comfortable at 120. Yeah, I noticed that you were like a little bit more careful. That was wise. That was wise on your part. It was good to know that we had backup in case we happened to stray off the path, or so got something's attention unintentionally, as it were. So that was so much fun. So thank you all for joining us on our chicken day. And we will be back next Thursday, excuse me, back next Thursday doing the Midsummer Festival. So very excited about that, as you can tell. And I'll be like learning what all is going on there, showing you what I remember from last year. I'll show you some of my, most favored paths, so you can get through it as quickly as you want, all that sort of stuff. So we'll be talking all about festival next week, all the time next week. All right. So I think that will be the end of our stream time here together. I just want to say thank you again so much for coming along with us. That was so much fun. And excuse me, I hope you found this enjoyable and informative. It definitely sounds like you did. So that is always one of my objectives. So wherever you go and whatever you do, I encourage you to stay connected to the Hobbit side of your heart. All right. Have a great day, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.